5 weeks till Christmas. Hey, welcome to Sewing Quarter. I'm Natasha McCarthy, and it is indeed Christmas on Sewing Quarter. We've got a dazzling day coming up for you today. It is, of course, Technique Thursday. So what are we learning about today? Let's take a look. At 8 o'clock, we've got Joe's Jelly Roll class. Yes. Line up for that. Then 9 a.m. we've got Victoria Peat with us. It's a 2-guest day. Whoop, whoop. Christmas tree skirt applique. Love, love, love this. And when you're not using it as a tree skirt, use it as a cape. And then 10 a.m. this is Joe's Toy Box, ... Part 2. Yesterday we had the smaller toys. Today the bigger animals are out. So be aware for Joe's Menagerie at 10. Then 11 o'clock we've got beautiful bags. Yes, a brand new bag book. It is the Bag Boutique book and Premier fabrics for you. Think sort of vintage quilt type colours from Boss, that sort of thing, and that is what's at 11 o'clock. Now, how to get in touch. We had beautiful photos from you yesterday. Thank you ever so much for everyone that got involved yesterday. Here's hoping that you'll carry on getting involved today. So here's how you do so. If you head to the website, which is sewingquarter.com, you can go and watch us live. Go to watch, click down, and then on the right-hand side, just underneath where we're live, message the studio, and that comes straight through to us. So as and when we can, we will mention whatever messages we get in, you know, as long as they're nice. Like if you're ranting, then not so much. But lovely messages, yep, they'll come on. And then underneath, products from today's shows, they're all of yesterday's. That's about to be wiped clear. That slate wiped clean, and then we begin again today. So that's like your speedy shop. So when you see something that you love on the show, just head to there. Don't worry about remembering codes. Head to there. You will find it there. Now, if you want to send us your photos, because, you know, we love to see your makes, and we had some beautiful Joe Carter makes sent in yesterday, then it's studio@sewingquarter.com. That is how you do that. So web chat for a little, hi, how you doing? Diddle-a-da. And then this for sending in your photos. We love to hear from you. Now, today, we've got the Make Pre-Cut Quilts book. Now, this has got 10, as it likes to call them, 10 dazzling quilts in here. And we've made, and well, I say we, Joe's made a cracking one from this, and I really want to know how she's done it. So it's one of those quilts that I look at and go, I kind of see, but I don't really know how it's made. So for $9.99, we're looking at £1 a quilt, basically, in here. And the lovely thing about this is that it's different designers. So it's not just one person's designs. I'm just going to bring that down there. But you get a little biog about each designer, so that's the designer for this quilt, and they bring sort of their best work to air in this book, which is fabulous. And this is the one that we're doing today. Yes, yes, yes. All from your jelly rolls, all from your pre-cuts, all good and ready to go. So we're going to see how to make that. So you get the idea. Each designer brings their best quilt, and then you get step-by-step instructions all broken down. Fabulous, lovely, ready to go. Now, jelly rolls today. We've got a brand new one. Are we going straight with the brand new one, Producer Paul? Yes, 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 yes. We're not going to open it yet, but yesterday we brought you this by the ½ meter. Well, we bought you 3 of these designs by the ½ meter. This is your Tula Pink Spirit Animal design roll. We will open it, but at the moment we're just enjoying how it looks, because that's the thing with the design roll, isn't it? It will never look like this again. It's full of promise and excitement and opportunity. And then we open it, we've got to get going with it. Look at that. Whoa. So $46.99. Now, we've also got Heather Bailey. Well, not actual Heather Bailey here. We've got her design roll here, which is what we're going to demo with today. So Heather Bailey, an American designer, very highly thought of within the industry. And she is renowned for her florals and geometric style prints. Beautiful. So we'll have a look at these in a moment. But what I love is the rainbow styly for this. So not only do you have beautiful designs, but they're also in a rainbow styly. This is what it looks like laid out, some of them. You're getting 40 design strips in here, in each of these jelly rolls, which is wonderful. Look at that, absolutely gorgeous. And then the last design roll, another American designer, Amy Butler. We've seen some of this before. It's got some fabulous colours in here. I'm loving the turquoise and the pinks with the browns. It's a modern twist on a retro colour theme, I think. But it's lovely. We've worked with this a lot. You've got geometric prints in there, you've got your florals, and together they work beautifully in one big jelly roll collection. So $49.99 for that. And the last thing to mention here is the Rainbow Charm Pack, which we absolutely love. This is Denise Schmidt, and she's put these together, and it's all the colours. All the colours, good to go. So if you want all the rainbow for $38.99, you are getting 100 pieces in there. That's a lot, isn't it? Imagine how much you'd have to pay to get 100 different colours. Whew, fabulous. Jo, I want to know how we make it. Hello, good morning,
Hello.
welcome back. Mwah, mwah. This is stunning, and I can't quite work out how you've done it.
It's really straightforward.
Is it?
It's not obvious when you look at it how it's done, but it is really straightforward.
Okay, I believe you.
Believe me, trust me.
I believe you.
Should I just get started?
Yes. I can't wait. I want to see.
For this size, the crib size, we need 20 of the design roll strips.
So we're only using half?
So we're only using half. So select.
That's excellent.
One, well, you don't have to select one of each, actually. You could maybe double some up. But in the book and the way I've done it, it's one of each of the 20 designs. Nice. Because that's right, isn't it? You get 2 of each. You
get double. So you could make 2 of these effectively. Hang on. $52.99 and you £26.50 for a quilt.
Yes, I mean there's
for the quilt top.
Yes, some solid in there, but yes, mainly, and it's beautiful because when you buy a pre-cut set like this, you know you've got it's a collection, so you've got those differences between scale of print and the colours all work together because it's from the same collection, and it takes a lot of the initial stress and thought out of it, and plus they're cut to size, so in this case it takes a lot of the cutting out of it as well. Now you see,
with my stripology I've been cutting out my own 2.5-inch strips, which is fabulous.
Yep.
And so I have a whole desk full because I got a bit carried away. But like you say, it's knowing then what colours to put together, and that's where I tripped up, and that's why I love a pre-cut. Not only does it save you time, but you know that the designs go, the colours work, and it all intermingles beautifully. Would I have put all of these together? Probably not, but it works beautifully.
It does.
And that's why I'm not a designer.
I mean, I struggle with colour. I find it difficult to pick my own things to put together, and I really like a pre-cut like this for that very reason.
Yes.
And plus you've got the circles, you've got the straight lines. It's the blend of scale and style of print, and everything's going to work together.
Producer Paul likes the spiky ones, as he's now calling them.
The spiky ones, I think my favourite is this one. I like this sort of almost a dog tooth, isn't it?
It's like a giant dog tooth. You can almost see the dog in it.
But then pinwheel at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's just fabulous. And these look like little coffee beans.
Yes.
I think I'm just seeing coffee because I've had quite a lot this morning. Right, so all the colours working, the scale mixed, varied, as you want. You've got deep colours, you've got light colours, you've got everything that you want for a quilt.
Yes.
Ready to go. And it's cut. Happy days.
It is. So select 20 and then piece them together. Work on your layout first, and it's quite good to have the ironing board I use to...
Yeah, me too. I drape it over the... I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yeah. Drape, 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 drape. What was the other thing I was going to say about this? The roll itself is almost a rainbow, so you could just stick to that rainbow theme.
You could. In fact, with that one...
That's kind of what you did, wasn't it?
It's sort of 2 rainbow sections.
Lovely.
Whereas this, I've just gone for a blend.
Now, this one behind us was a tulip. That's our old Tulip Pink jelly roll. We've got the brand new Tulip Pink. But if you love Tulip Pink, this is the effect you're going to get. Because, again, she's another one that loves a rainbow.
Yes.
But with quirky prints. Gorgeous.
Yes. Tulip Pink's colours are amazing. Right, so now you could just go for it and join them. But actually, joining long strips like this, I would, and I'm not a big pinner, but I would always pin these first. I'll start with these top 2. I'll move these ones. Because if they stretch, and especially as you work down, because you're joining all 20 strips.
Yes.
If there's any stretch, it will just twist slightly, and it will just be more difficult to work with later. So I would really recommend...
That's where I'm going wrong then, because I don't bother to pin. Just go for it.
Well,
and then regret it.
I'm normally a big fan of going for it, but no, in this case I would. I mean, they're not cut on the bias, but even so, you can get a little bit.
Well,
and
it's fabric, isn't it? There's always going to be a bit of
give.
Yeah, because it's not, you know, it's not metal, is it? It's not.
And especially when you've joined a lot together, then you've got the weight of that one.
Yeah,
So.
I find myself sort of holding it, supporting it with one arm, and then trying to send it through. I should just pin rather than doing sort of sewing machine gymnastics.
And if you use really fine pins, you can just sew over them.
Lace pins.
Lace pins
are my
brilliant.
New best, happiest find.
So we want a flat surface, lay them out, and just pin them together. So I'll do this one quickly.
My ironing board.
Ironing board would be ideal. Although
Now
try not to catch your ironing board cover.
Oh, yeah.
Don't pin it to it.
These are between 43 and 44 inches wide because they're cut selvage to selvage. I never really understood about jelly rolls. Everything has such wonderful names in sewing. And when you first start, it's like, what are you talking about? Fat quarters, jelly rolls. We were looking at dessert rolls this morning, and I don't mean like Arctic rolls like you used to get for school lunches. Actual it's an abundance. But if you're new, and we know that we do have lots of new viewers, hello, good morning. Then a jelly roll, design roll, they're all the same. And that's the thing, isn't it? There is a commonality of terminology out there as well. So if you're getting a design roll or a jelly roll, what you're looking at is a 2.5-inch strip cut selvage to selvage. So you're getting the whole width of the fabric. But the beauty is that because you're getting the whole design collection, you're getting 20 different designs of fabric, all cut in different pieces. So if it does have a large design like this, then the next piece of that you'll get will probably look completely different because it will be cut in a different area of that fabric.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of it. You get the snippet without the expense of having to buy half-metre lengths or fat quarters or whatever of each of those 20 different designs. And that is why they are a favourite with your quilters. And that's why entire books like this are written about just what to do with them.
Yes. And there's so many beautiful designs and really nice, quick makes. I mean, some are more complicated, but this one...
This is very unusual.
It is. But I had a good read through. There's a few things. I mean, that star one is brilliant, especially... And the instructions are really clear as well. It really shows you exactly how to approach making the stars. Yeah,
in each of these. So for £1 a make, basically, out of the book. And you're not stuck with just one... You know, sometimes you buy a book and they can look a little bit samey because they're the same designer, and as much... They'll have a signature style. As much as you try not to, you will have a signature style. But this gives you a complete... I'm gonna go with my favourite word, smorgasbord. Nice. Of designs. Yeah, I've peaked. I've said smorgasbord. That's it. We can carry on now.
So I'm just going to sew them together with a 1/4 inch seam.
It's a great word.
It is. Oh, I'm going to find the pedal.
Something new that has revolutionised my life when sewing together jelly rolls, fabric strips, has been a 1/4 inch foot with the actual guide on the side. Yes. Mine didn't before, and then we did a show on feet. I was like, well, they're missing out there. That's why my eye is so wonky. It's my excuse.
Well, with this,
right tools for the job.
I've moved the needle position over.
Okay.
Because this one very handily has a 1/4 inch, handle down, a 1/4 inch setting. I do like a machine that makes life easy. Yes. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking that actually sometimes we struggle because... Ooh, sorry, throwing pins at you. No, that's fine. I do apologise. Sometimes we struggle when we first start out. You know, I worked on my ancient sewing machine. I mean, it's more than half a century old. Wow. And I worked on that for years and years before I actually bought a new machine. And then, you know, I didn't go for a good quality rotary cutter. I went for a cheap one. And yet, I have ringing in my head, my husband saying, buy cheap, buy twice. Yes. And then, you know, I might look at the cost of a jelly roll or a design roll and go, oh, and then without having all the equipment that I now have, tried to cut out by myself 2.5 inch strips without the rulers, without a good rotary cutter. And it's just a mess and a waste. Yes. So what I would say is if you're starting out, or actually if you just want a quick make that's really satisfying, maybe you've been working on a really intricate quilt and actually you just want something that's going to come together beautifully, quickly, but look stunning, then this is the way to go. And if you're new,
having somebody else do the hard work of putting the colours together, putting the designs together, that's why a design roll is brilliant.
It is.
But there is always that first moment when you have to open it out.
And there's no going back there.
No, because it will never go back.
It won't.
Ever, ever. We've got a message. Hello, Belle. She says, hi, SQ. Love the show. Addicted, actually. That's okay. You know, you can share. Adding to my creative grids and solid stash today. Woohoo! Hi to Victoria Peat from Rose. Victoria will be on next hour, so I will pass that on. Hello. Got Joe this hour.
Morning.
Did I dream it, or did you and Victoria know each other before you started here?
No, I didn't know. I've met Victoria through
here.
And
yet you chat away like old friends.
Oh,
it's lovely.
Well, yes. Once you've got sewing in common. And then...
Do you need me to press that?
No, because I'm about to have a here's one I made earlier moment. Because otherwise the whole show...
Ta-da!
Yes, otherwise the whole show would be me doing this.
You mean just like sewing in straight lines?
Yes.
Fascinating as that would be.
And once you've seen it once, it does get a bit samey. So I'll move these ones out of the way.
Okay, coming up on your screens are the details for the book. So if you'd like to be able to sew in a straight line, then this is the book for you. Under £10, it's about, well, less than £1 a make. It's brilliant. So imagine this times by 20. Shut your eyes. Quick, quick, quick. Ah, the magic of television, almost.
I'm not good at
sort
wafting.
of smoke and mirrors. There it is. Beautiful. So we blinked and Joe had sewn lots together.
There we go. And I've not counted them actually. I hope this is all 20.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hooray!
Yay.
It's looking good already. You see, I'd be quite happy just having that.
Yes.
Job done.
Really?
But that would make quite a short show.
It would. I mean, you've got smorgasbord in there. Maybe we've hit all targets, haven't we?
Go and have a cup of tea and sit down. But we're not going to. But we're making this.
Yes.
And here it is in the book there. All set out.
And for this particular one, you can make different sizes. So I've done the crib size.
Yeah.
But it has, is it on this page, what you need for each size. So you can do wall or crib size, twin or queen.
Oh, nice.
And exactly what you need for those.
I think this would be nice for a baby because you've got that contrast, that hit of colour and that contrast. I suddenly realised that my cousin is due, I think, on the 2nd of December. So I need to get sewing a bit quick.
Well, that's coming up quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like a baby in the family. It's always nice.
I like other people's.
Yes, I do. I'm a huge fan of other people's. And then once we've got to this stage, we need to cut. I know. It's always a scary moment. I'm a bit nervous about doing it now. Strips. So for the side strips, we want 2 at 3.5 inches wide. So 2 of those, and then 4 at 6.5 inches wide. I'll cut the larger ones out first, just in case anything goes wrong, and then they can be trimmed down.
She says with confidence.
It's always best to play safe, I think. And hopefully, you can do this with the large ruler. You can either do it with it all laid out. I'd neaten up this edge first, so trim this one down. But doing it like this, you can make sure all your strips are level. Use the grid within this.
You see, I'd be folding it in half and just going for it.
Well.
Or not.
If you fold it in half, you need to make sure that the seams line up on the other side. Otherwise, you'll have nicely lined up ones
on one side.
And then they just sort of skew on the other. So I'll just make sure.
You're going to do it properly, aren't you?
I'm just going to make sure that if it folds nicely and I can do it in
if it wants to play nicely.
I mean, I'm not going to press it, but once I was happy with the way it lined up, I would press it in half just to make sure. Because there will always be a little bit of twist in the fabric. Right, those seams line up there.
Yeah.
It should be on this.
You've done it beautifully. Oh, you see, that's why you're a pro and I don't do this.
Do they line up? Oh, they do pretty well.
I would say yes.
I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed. Well done.
Pinning is the key.
Yes, clearly. And I haven't. and I should. I will.
That would be my top tip for this particular one. Right, so I'm going to use the grid within the ruler as well, just to make sure everything's lining up nicely. It's nice and level. Just give that a little bit of a tweak, because you will lose a little bit with the, if it's not pressed exactly open. So just give it a little pull into position if needs be.
So the cutting here is key, isn't it, to get that?
Yes, take
fabulous.
time, don't rush it.
Right.
Which I'm about to rush it and just go for it, otherwise we'll run out of time. So I'll take off the edge, straighten that up.
That's quite satisfying, isn't it? It's like,
I'm very handily. This is a 6.5 inch wide ruler, so I can just cut. But I'm going to twist it round. Otherwise, I'll be struggling. I need to make sure this side still lines up.
Yep, still looking good. And actually, they interlock, the edges interlock because of how you've pressed them all the same way when you spin them the other way. So it's almost like putting your patchwork together already, it's interlocking.
Oh, I can't pick up the ruler.
The book is very popular apparently this morning. I'm not surprised for under £10. It's a fabulous book, and that's the joy of it. Every designer in there is giving you their best make. Oh, well, what do you know what I haven't noticed actually is, look, in here, it shows you how big. So if you're going to make it just wall or crib size, which is what we've made, that's the size of it. Can you see the black lines? And then if you want to make it twin, then that's the size there. And if you want to make it queen size, then that's the size there. That's good. I've never seen that in a book before. I like
It's really handy, isn't it?
Yeah. There it is. It does look spectacular, and in different colourways. I mean, we've gone for brighter colours. We haven't got any browns in ours. But I love these colours.
I do.
Now, the designer here is Liz Anlowski, potentially, who enjoys combining elements of her different passions, from using simple shapes to innovative quilting and embellishing techniques to create new art forms. Yeah, I'd say yes. I'd say yes, you've done that. Let's just call her Liz, shall we?
There we go, that's...
Do you think somewhere, Jo, in the world, there are people that struggle to say Jo and Natasha?
Possibly. Well, a J can be a tricky letter, can't it? Or can it? Have I just made that?
I don't know. You don't get like a J lisp, though, do you? Like S's can be tricky for some.
Yes, you don't really, yeah. Right, I'll do the... What will I do?
So you've done your 6.5 inch ones.
I've only cut 3 of those, but I'll move on, otherwise I'll...
So how many should we have of the 6.5?
4, 6.5, and then 2 for either side, 2, 3.5.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. I always do that just to double check. So
yeah.
I have the fear of...
And this is to make the cot quilt size?
Yes.
Cot size quilt is what I'm trying to say. And then the cut-offs, you've used those for the little squares, haven't you?
I have, or you can use your other strips, because we're only taking 2.5 inches off the...
Oh, so just a tiddly tiny bit?
Yes.
Yeah.
The power of speech has left me, sorry.
Well, no, you and me both. Together, it's almost like we've got one person that can talk this morning.
That's all we need.
I don't think we had enough coffee.
There we go.
Although you did say that new floor manager Chris made you the best cup of tea this morning.
A really good cup of tea, yes. That sounds like I'm angling for another one.
Well, you know, that's okay.
There we go. So I would cut... Go on, I'll cut it out. So
yeah, go on. In for a penny, in for a pound.
What's left over. Let's just make sure that...
Leftover, hello, I see enough for a cushion.
Definitely. And you've got that extra jelly roll, set as...
because you could make 2. So, hang on a minute. I need to see then. If I want to make the bigger sizes, 2.5, approximately 44 strips will make... 1, 2... Hang on. Oh, okay. Yes. Let's see how many it's going to make. So you can make 2 of the wall or the crib size out of that one.
So that's what we have left over.
Nice.
I'll move that out of the way. Sorry.
That's lovely. Look at that. So we've got all of that. That's just your leftovers. That's your scrap. It's never scrap.
Never scrap. Never.
Never
Oh, no,
scrap.
no. I would.
That's.
I'm already wondering.
Yeah,
what to
I've got
make with
lots of ideas. So that's fabulous. So we've got that left over, right? Okay. So with these strips, now what happens?
Well, to lay them out for the quilt, we want to alternate so they are running in the same direction. So we want to alternate them to create a little bit of difference, a little bit of movement throughout the quilt.
Is that all that's happened?
So we just twist these around. Yes, and then we're adding strips of the solid in between.
Seriously, that's all it was?
That's all it is.
What a great
And then-
illusion.
I mean, how easy is that?
But that's brilliant.
I know. It's really clever.
That is truly brilliant because when I look, if we look at the one on the back, that's had me scratching my head. I still don't know how you do the squibbly bits. That's another technical term.
Squibbly bits, yep.
Squibbly bits. I don't know yet, but we're going to find out.
And then I have a couple of, and actually, let's check I'm right for a width of fabric strip. So you can just cut with the ruler again, just cut a width of, they're 2.5 inches wide.
Yeah.
Cut from the solid.
Straight down.
Straight down with the fabric strips in between.
Jackie's asked a question. Hi both. Could I ask? Oh, yeah. When you sew the strips together, this is over to you.
Yes.
Do you sew them all? Oh, good question. Do you sew them all in the same direction or do you alternate directions?
For
So when you sew, so here, if you sewed those together from that end to that end, would you then turn it and sew from that end to that end for the next one?
no, I stitch them together from starting at the same end every time, so that I had one pretty much straight edge.
Yes, okay.
Because they're not all the same length.
Yes, okay.
And then it was just the least wasteful. I could trim up that end I'd worked from and then work out from there.
Excellent. I'm going to go and have a look at fabrics while you lay this out.
Okay, I'll
do
start
your
pinning.
thing. Yeah, oh, pin, yes. There we go. Now, Joe's using solids. We've got 4 for you today. Obviously, if you want a different colour, head to our website because you can buy them all by the ½ metre on the website. But these are a fabulous blue. Some people don't like black. I think the black looks absolutely stunning on this. But if you wanted, maybe you've got blue, maybe you're doing this for a boy's bedroom, or if you've just got navy, or if it works with your colourway, then it's $3.25 per ½ metre. How much do we need? Was it a metre of the plain? We'll find out.
Sorry, my speed.
We'll find out. Yeah. Well, that's the question. We'll find out for you. Now, if you would like port, because let's face it, these jelly rolls have, and these design strips have all the colours. So it's just depends what colour you want to go for. Again, $3.25 per ½ metre. Fabulous. Now, the next one is charcoal. Grey's a great colour because it goes with everything. Everything. So you can very much pop that with all of those design rolls and know that you're going to have that colour in there, and it's absolutely fine. $3.25. And also grey, very much in vogue. And then the last one is black. This is the one that we've used today. Again, $3.25 per ½ metre, just picking the fluff off. And then whatever colour you choose to back your quilt in, it's up to you. So $3.25 per ½ metre, and that's it. Now we've got 3 design rolls for you. I was looking at this is your Heather Bailey. This is the one that we've used today. So you've already had a good look at this because this is the one that we're using and cutting up and playing with today. But just look at all those colours. So it's kind of already in a rainbow order for you there. So you might just want to go, yep, I'll take one of that, one of that, one of that, and just keep them in the same order. And then the job's done for you. But you do need to check out your basket for that because that is flying out. $52.99 for that. Fabulous. The next one is our brand new. Can I open this now? Yeah. It's that moment. It will never look like this again. But I want to show you everything. It always has an elastic band, Producer Paul. It's high tech. High tech. I love this moment. Oh, it's filled with so much promise. What are you going to be? 40 beautiful sheets of fabric. What are you going to be? So 2 of each. Look, we had that yesterday, but we had it in a slightly different colorway. That is your Lunar Otter. Lunar Otter. So if you haven't seen the new collection from Tula Pink, she is a Native American. I think you can see that coming through. The way that she works with these strips, with the animals, it's just beautiful. There are hidden animals in lots of these. She says picking up one with a clear bear on. But, you know, yesterday we had these flower faces, but we had them in a different colorway. So again, they're coming through. So this is brand new today. So if you love Tula Pink, I think she's one of those designers that has grown on me since I've been here. And now I didn't really get it to start off with, but the colors are just staggering and stunning. And I absolutely love her work. So you've got everything from these beautiful birds here, and they're multi-directional as well. So you have some going one way, some going the other. And then you get, you see, look, because this is cut in different ways, these are your otters, but you get more of the lunar effect. You get more of the moon there, but the strip underneath, more of the otter. So you're getting 40 strips, so 20 of each design, or thereabouts. Some of these you're only getting 1 of. And so, yeah, for example, you've only got 1 of that one, which means that there'll be others in other colours, which is just stunning. But that green and pink there, absolutely gorgeous. This was the Lunar Otter that we had yesterday. So it does come in different colorways, and that's, I mean, it might be that you just want to go with the greens and go with those colors. These are the colors that we had on yesterday's shows. By the ½ meter, I'm nearly there. Let's get rid of these so that I can have a look at this. In all its glory, because it is absolutely glorious. I get so excited. I just want to show you all of these because it is brand new today. And when you are paying out for something like this, you want to see everything that you're getting in there. But just look at how all of these colors work. Just staggeringly beautiful. Limited stock on this, so please, if you're after it today, I've got to move everything up. I'm nearly out of room. I forget how much room these things take up. Please do check out your baskets for this today. Don't miss out. If you're absolutely in love with Tula, as we all are, please don't miss out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, because you get 1 of a couple of them so that you can get the full collection in there. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. $46.99 for all of those. 40 strips in total. Beautiful. Brand new today, but you do have to check out your basket. We've also got Amy Butler. You've got the Amy Butler design roll. And again, it's funny, isn't it? It depends how tightly woven they are. This one, more tightly woven. I love this. There's something so satisfying about that spiral when it's there. But look at all of those beautiful colours. You've got ditzy prints in there, larger prints in there. You've got geometrics in there. That is one of my all-time favourites. That was my birthday favourite fabric, that one. Now, our last thing is the Denise Schmidt 100 pre-cuts. Look at these. So in the book, the actual instructions say to use pre-cut, because it's all about pre-cuts, isn't it? So if you want to use your modern solids and just have a block of those, then you can. But that's $38.99 for all the colours. I just want to make rainbows everywhere. Rainbows! Rainbows, rainbows. Hello, Jo. Have you pinned?
Hello. I've pinned.
What are we doing?
So I've pinned one of the solid strips along the length.
Right.
I've started, instead of starting at the side, I'm going to put, so we get more of an overview of the finished quilt, I'm going to use 2 of the wider strips and join those together. Pin them together again, because if this had, you'd be able to keep this on track. If this was pieced as well, you'd be matching up seams to keep it on track. But again, right. So I don't want any stretching. I've laid it out on the flat table and pinned it all the way along. And there's some left over, but I'll trim that off at the end.
Okay.
And I'll stitch along this length again with a 1/4 inch seam.
Okay. You're giving me so many ideas.
Are you wanting to get to your machine
now?
Yeah.
If I just don't show up for the next hour, it's because I've gone home to just sew some stuff.
I think that's fine.
That's fine. We've got 2 guests. They can play together. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You don't need me today. I'll be home sewing. But this is what it is. This is what is so addictive about sewing is you see these designs and you go, yes, okay, get me that book, get me that inspiration, and now I'm going to play with it in the colours that I love, the fabrics that I love, and have it in everything that I love. Brilliant. Happy days.
Sorry, the machine was just telling me off. So.
Why does it want to tell you off this morning?
Because,
how rude of it.
Yes, I know.
It's just looking after you. It's got your best interests at heart.
It's just thinking of my fingers, really.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Oh, that's good of it. You kind of
Somebody's
need them.
got to.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So $9.99 gets you the book, and that's where the inspiration from this came from. 10 different designers have put their favourite quilts into the book. I don't know, actually, if it's their favourite quilts. They're my favourite quilts. But you wouldn't go putting, like, your worst one in, would you?
No, if somebody asked you for a design,
yeah. Would you like to contribute to a book with other designers? There would be that element of competition, like, yeah, make mine the best. Or is that just me?
No, got to try and get on the cover.
Yes! Make mine the cover quilt. What is the cover quilt, actually? Oh, they've put lots of them on. They've put 3 different ones on.
I think they're all on, actually. There's some on the reverse and some on the front.
No, there aren't. Hang on. 1, 2, 3 on the front, 3 on the back. Oh, look, R1's on the back. That's all right. R1 made the grade.
It did.
Yes. I love it. What a great idea. But it has. Honestly, I went home last night thinking, how has Jo done that?
When I first saw it, I thought, oh, how am I going to tackle that? But quick read of the pattern, no problem.
Happy days. Happy days. So this is, you see these strips up here? What we're doing is these wide strips of fabric, let me go here, and then we're sewing the black strip to it. So that's what's happening at the moment. So, sewed all of these design rolls together.
Yep.
And then spin them around, and then put your black, it's almost sashing, isn't it?
It is. And then this excess here at the end, I'm just going to trim this away. It does say in the book to trim them to size before you do this, but
I would always do it afterwards, just in case.
Yes.
I've been caught that way too many times before, of cutting it to size and then something moves.
Yes, and now I know it's the right size, so because sewing the first one on is easy and straightforward.
Yeah.
Threads everywhere. Sewing the next one on the other side of this strip is slightly more complicated in that it pays really to make sure when you join it, let's take one,
Pin.
and it's going this way. When you pin them on, make sure that these seams line up, because in the finished quilt you would see if they were just off slightly.
Unless that's the look you're going for.
Yes, if that's the look you're going for.
In which case, do it to all of them. Just move them all slightly out of kilter.
And then you've got to, it will create some movement again. But otherwise, it would take your eye straight to it.
It's just design choices, isn't it, at this point?
It is.
So when you pin it, do you line it up back to front with that one? And then just shoosh it along a bit?
I would press this. Is it worth me pressing now, or should I just go straight on?
We've got 14 minutes and the iron's just heating up.
Give it a quick press. So I would pin it this way and then keep opening it up and checking that those seams are running nice and evenly. Okay.
Because there is some overlay, isn't there? There is some...
And it's not, if they don't, and if they're off by a bit, I mean, don't go on picking, because they'll be obscured to some degree with the squares that we're going to add later.
If they're off by a bit, make all of them slightly off.
Yes.
And then that looks like your design choice. Yes. Never a mistake, only design choices, Jo.
And say it very confidently and everyone will believe you.
Absolutely.
I'm a big believer in, you just say it confidently, it'll be fine.
Now we know your secret.
Yes. So should I give this a quick press? And
it's still heating up.
It says to press towards, I really should have done that, shouldn't I? When you were over there, I could have flipped the iron on. Press the seams towards the printed strips.
Oh, okay. So is that just going to help it all lie nicely? Whoop.
Just keep it nice and even.
Let me
And
make some room.
a seam pressed to one side is stronger than a seam that's pressed open.
Okay. Now, I can't guarantee that's quite up to temperature yet, but there you go. Shall I go and look at some fabric while she does some ironing? What do you think, Producer Paul? Yeah, why not?
And I'll pin as well.
Oh,
that way.
Yeah, get it all done. Ah, the tulip pink. It is brand new today, and I absolutely adore it. You've got birds, you've got rabbits, you've got insects, you've got otters, you've got flowers with faces in. What else have we got in there? Lot of you with this in the basket. Just look at that colour. The vivid colours in this are just beautiful. And the joy of a rainbow is that it goes everywhere. Is that, you know, whatever room you put it in. Joe said to me earlier, I really like the crib size because you can just throw it over the back of the sofa. It's getting to that time of year where you just need something thrown over your lap. I call them cat quilts rather than lap quilts because if I've got one of these on my lap, there's also a cat, which is double warmth. Yeah. So that is your Tulip Pink Spirit Animal design roll. Now, we also have brand new Heather Bailey. Here it is. Producer Paul, you're sounding very echoey. There we go. Yeah, you were echoey. £52.99 for, again, is this brand new today? No, brand new to me today. Look at that. I mean, it is just stunning. That mix of big and bold and nature and geometric. It's brilliant, fabulous. You can see why she's got such a fabulous reputation, has Heather Bailey. So check out those baskets for that as well. And then Denise Schmidt has put all the colours together. So if you want that little hit of plain, just to make all of these beautiful patterns go pop, there it is. Or maybe you just want to do a rainbow patchwork with all the colours, then here it is. Yay, $38.99 for that. Fabulous. Joe's frantically pinning again, pinning and pressing, pinning and pressing. What's most popular? Oh, popular solid is black. Are you happy?
I'm quite happy with those.
Good.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Try and speed up a little bit.
So actually, the time in this is the preparation before sewing.
Yes, and the sewing's really quick. You know, you just zoom down these. There we go. It comes together. I mean, anything that comes together quickly, I'm a big fan of.
Yes, but looks amazing.
Yes.
Because I'm still trying to work out how those squares go on.
Well, I'll pop this piece on and then I'll...
Because we haven't done any tricky cutting or anything to get them in.
Right, I'll pop this pin in and I'll do a quick check, and if the seams are there or thereabouts, I'll go for it. Oh, it's a bit off there. Oh no, I'll live with it. For the sake of time.
For the sake of time. This is excellent. Now, in the quilt, back here, we've got all these little squares. Are they just 2.5-inch squares?
Yes.
Yes.
Scant to, because I've cut them from the small squares, because I've cut them from the design roll strips, and I didn't want the pinked edge at all.
Right.
So in some cases, they'll be scant. They'll not quite be 2.5.
Okay.
But there or thereabouts.
Yeah. Looking good. Looking good. All in the book, let me tell you. All in the... Have you finished with the iron, by the way? Or she's put
I might just give this one a quick... No, I will need the iron. What am I talking about?
Doesn't need it.
No, I do it. In a minute, but...
In a minute.
Sorry.
Up, down, up, down.
Keep things
No, it's good.
exciting.
Do you want to see, whilst Joe sews a straight line, the beginner level quilt this, isn't it?
It is.
If you can sew a straight line, get quilting. But what a great finish, because it's had us all guessing as to how it's been made. Let me show you some other ones in there. Because there's all sorts, all beautifully laid out. You see, this is another one that you can do. Just sew together, switch around. Fabulous. So lots of different design, but this is all for design rolls. So grab your design rolls today, and then you're good to go. Love these. Lots of different ideas. Look at that. Fabulous. But the first thing that you need are those design strips. Oh, yes. And so the book, 10 different designs, 10 different makes. That's the one that we're making. Looks like that finished. We've got it up behind us, looking really rather fabulous. Excellent. What a great price. I love it when we do a quilt I feel I can actually do. It makes me very happy.
There we go. So there we have.
Nice.
Very light. It goes a bit there, but let's. I'm not that I'm a perfectionist in any way.
No, well, no, clearly not.
And then we carry on and join the pieces. There's
already looking fab.
Yes, 5 of these strips, so I'm a fifth of the way through. Join the other ones in the same way.
The black just makes all of those colours just come alive, doesn't it? That is what is doing this here. Now, we gave you different colours to choose from, but I'm loving that black. Grey would also be a winner in my book.
Yes, or a navy. I think a navy would look nice.
In fact, it only leaves the port then, really, that we haven't talked about.
Oh, I didn't see the port, actually.
Oh, you know.
The port would look good.
It's coming up to Christmas. Make sure you always see the port.
Well, yeah.
So, come on, how do we do these squares? Because you can't leave me in suspense anymore. Well,
Okay.
you could, but it would be really mean.
The squares are simply applique, fused on.
No!
Yes, that's
it. That's the secret. I've been thinking that you've been doing some really fancy schmancy cutting.
Nope. They're fused on, and then they're fused on over the top.
So you haven't even...
No, they're raw edge, straight on. If you were going to, if it was
fabulous. I thought that was at least sashed around there or something.
No, this is the really quick bit, and it's very satisfying to do as well. I just followed the layout exactly as it was in the book. I counted down, made sure they were positioned on the right strips, followed it, pressed them all in place. So once the black squares are on, press those central squares on. If it was going to be washed and get a lot of use, I would do a satin stitch around the sides before it was quilted. With that one, I fixed them in place. I straight line stitched around the outside of all of them as part of the quilting, so that shows on the back as well. But it depends what you want to use it for.
This is superb. Seriously, that just is appliqued on.
Yes, I mean, you could go around with straight stitch a few times then before you laid it up and quilted it, but it's as easy as that. And
I love that. So how big is that square?
That square is, I'm 5-inch square.
Yes, yes it is.
And it's as easy as that.
Are we going to go for it?
Should I press them on?
Yes.
I'll press this seam first because it needs to be flat. Also, you want the iron-on adhesive to the edge of the squares. Now, you could cut these out and then fuse on the adhesive. What I like to do, actually, is cut my adhesive just slightly over, press it to the back of the fabric, and then cut them out from there, because that way I know there's adhesive right to the edges all the way around. 2
things you're going to need. Bonder web, which is coming up in the next hour. It was already scheduled for the next hour, so grab that when we show it in the next hour. Also, I would suggest our our goddess sheet, the Teflon, the Teflon sheet, so that you don't bung up your iron.
That would be really
good. But
good.
if you do look on our website, because we've also got iron cleaner on there.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. So if you thought,
might need
no, it's fine, I don't need one of those Teflon, then you've got iron cleaner.
Right, I'll give this a press, and then I'll press them on.
There you go. You do that. I'm going to show you this.
Oh,
2 different waddings. Oh, sorry, no, I put it away.
Yes, I'm just going to use one of these to press it.
No, you could give it a go with the tablet, but I don't think you get very far. Sorry, producer Paul, wasn't listening. Which one did you want? This one. Excellent. Oh, now I like this one. This is your So Simple Super Soft wadding. Again, do you know wadding is personal preference, isn't it? Very much personal preference. This is 100% cotton. So if you are giving this to a baby, some people love to have 100% cotton near little ones. Some people say don't ever give them a quilt until they're 1. Everyone has different preferences. Some people go, hey, go with polyester, you can wash it more easily. It's entirely up to you. Some people want a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and that's why we have an 80-20 for you. That's sort of, it's the happy medium, isn't it? the majority of that is cotton, but then you've got a little bit of polyester in there. That's your heirloom for $9.99. This is coming in at a super affordable quilt. I like it. I like it a lot. $9.99, FCGQ42. Awesome. Joe's checking the book. What are we looking for?
Yes, now I'm doing this, I realise, press the strips towards the solid, not towards the print.
Oh, okay.
I knew, right, I'm just going to change that.
Okay.
I suddenly, when I turned it around, I thought, hang on, that's not how it was before.
Why is it important which way you press them?
Because otherwise, this central strip is slightly sunken and it will just make it more difficult to fuse the squares onto it.
So I don't think about this. I know that one of our guests said the other day, you know, have a look at your stitching and if your point isn't quite on point, just try pressing it the other way and it might be on point.
It does sometimes work. It's a nice, it's lovely when that happens.
Yeah.
You correct it like that.
Now, are you going to adopt this in a mini version for some of your animal creatures? Because I know that your son's teddy bears and things all do have their own quilts.
They might, with my offcuts, I might,
yeah.
There might be a lucky toy.
A lucky bear out there somewhere. Hey, talking of your toys, lucky toys, coming up at 10 o'clock, I like to think of this as the big toy box.
Yes.
We did tiny toys yesterday. Today we're going in with the big boys. And they are looking fabulous. We're going to be having a whale of a time. We've got the pink whale, we've got the elephant, we've got the unicorn, we've got the, it is a stag, isn't it? Or is it a...
Yes.
Or is it a reindeer?
I just call it a deer head.
A deer head, yes. We've got that. And then we've also got the Tilda sausage dog. Hooray, hooray. It's a good day today. It's a very good day today.
It is.
I'm just cuddling the Wadding because it's quite, you know, squidgy and nice. I like these. These are some of my favourite Waddings. I never thought I'd get into Wadding.
It's funny how it happens.
It always used to be a bit of a mystery to me.
Yes.
It's like wadding, backing, what is the difference? None. Polyester, cotton, who cares? Actually, no, now I care. I care a great deal. Joe, we've got a minute.
Right, I'll just quickly fuse a couple on. So this section here is the crib size, and I really did just follow that exactly.
Really? Okay.
I'll just pop these on anywhere though. So just
go for it. Does it give you angles?
It does really. You can follow that pretty closely. Fabulous. My youngest said to me, I finished it, he said, Mum, are those squares supposed to be wonky? I said, yes. He went, oh, then it's beautiful.
I love that he checked.
Yes, he thought I'd made a terrible mistake.
You'd have had a moment.
Yes.
And just gone, any old way. Excellent.
There we go. I'll press these three on. So
Joe, that's brilliant.
Isn't it good?
Yes. Yes.
They alternate direction.
When you said this morning, you just applique them on, I was like, no, surely it's more complicated than that. And in my head, even though you'd said that you just applique them on, I still thought that you would have done like a sashing round the inner square, from the inner square. But no, you just two different squares appliqued on.
And how you treat the edges. If you want them, as I said, really firmly fixed around the edges, do that before you quilt. You can add some extra then when you quilt it. For the edges, I saved, because I wanted a full set of strips pretty much left, I used the black then to bind it, and it gives it a nice frame. Yeah. But you can use the strips as well to bind if you want. I love it. I absolutely love it. Joe, thank you, so much. What a fabulous quilt. I'm going to see you in an hour and there'll be toy boxes involved. There will be. It's going to be brilliant, and elephants and whales and all sorts of goodness. Now, talking of animals, yes, we've got otters, we've got mice, we've got rabbits, we've got bears, we've got flower face things, we've got beautiful birds. We're all ensconced in this just delight that is Tulip Ink Jelly Roll. But, and this is the thing, you've got to check out your baskets. For $46.99, you are getting 20 strips from Tulip Ink's latest collection. Over half of the stock has already gone this morning. It's a busy morning, so please check out your baskets. $46.99. Look at that gorgeous designs. Now, we've been using Heather Bailey today, her designs, which you can see behind me. There
There, that way, there, yes, there. And that's what we've been using, and that's this one here. Again, 40 strips. They are between 43 and 44 inches in length. All pre-cut, but please check out your baskets. Lots of you going for this. I'm not surprised. It's stunning. But as you can see this morning, we've used Heather Bailey. We had the older Tulip Pink collection in the quilt behind us. We've got the new Tulip Pink collection in front of us. Whichever one you go for, it really works. It just is an absolute treat for the eye. And I love that little trick at the end. Right, excuse me. Denise Schmidt, you might want to put different colours on. You might want to just go with a plain colour, in which case you've got all the colours here. 100 pre-cut 5-inch squares by Denise Schmidt. She is a lovely lady with a lot of colour going on there. Now, don't forget it's 1 P&P per day, so you can buy all the show and only pay £2.95 P&P. You can check out your baskets as many times as you like and only pay 1 P&P. Now, it is a 2 designer day. Woohoo! We've got Victoria Peat coming up after the break. Oh, she's making the tree skirt / cape, which we absolutely adore. Tree skirt's a bit of a new concept for me, and I am embracing it wholeheartedly. So don't forget, don't miss out on that. Join us, grab yourself a quick cup of tea. We will be back in just a few moments, getting you ready and waiting for Christmas. See you in just a moment. Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
Hi, I'm Victoria Peat and here are my top tips. My first tip is when dressmaking is to wash your fabrics. As soon as you get home or as soon as it arrives in the post, stick it in the wash. Wash it as you would do with the finished garment, get it ready so that when you're ready to sew, you're ready to go. My next tip is posture. When you're sitting at your sewing machine, particularly when you're doing something like quilting, pay attention to how you're sitting in the chair, because quite often when you're really concentrating on quilting, you have a tendency to hunch, and before you know it, you'll end up with a bad back. So my last tip is to not sew when you're tired. So many times I've sewn when I'm tired and I make mistakes, and you find yourself unpicking or wasting fabric. Sew when you're nice, ready and fresh.
It's easy to buy the products you see on our shows. To buy any of the items featured on today's programmes, just head over to our website www.sewingquarter.com. Click on the video stream and you'll be taken to our watch page. Here you'll find the product that is on air right now at the top of the page. Beneath that, you'll find all the products demonstrated in this morning's shows. To add an item to your basket, simply log into your account or register with us. Then you can either check out or keep shopping. Remember, our flat rate delivery charge lets you shop all day and check out as many times as you like and only pay once for postage and packing. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. Join us on Saturday the 18th of November when the one and only Mandy Shaw will be back with us. Mandy returns with some of her wonderful red and white makes, including the stunning My Sewing Box, available in a brand new linen floral design. We'll also meet a few new colourful characters like Campbell the reindeer, who will be trotting along to the studio on Saturday, and Mandy's newest spoolie doll Gretel. The talented Lucy Brennan will also be joining in on the fun, giving us another Creative Grids masterclass using all her expertise to ensure we get plenty of tips and tricks along the way. So tune in on Saturday the 18th of November for a fabulous morning with John Scott, Mandy Shaw and Lucy Brennan from 8 AM only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. Good morning. Yes, we're back. Have you grabbed your cuppa? Are you ready? Sit back, relax, because it's all about decorating our house now for Christmas. Tree skirts. I don't know where this idea came from. Maybe it's been around for years. Maybe I've just missed out on it. But here's the thing, you know, Christmas Day comes, all excitement, all the presents ripped open, lovely, everybody's happy, but then the tree just looks a little bit sad and starts dropping its needles everywhere. No, 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 no. Have yourself a tree skirt. So actually, as you're taking the presents away, you're unveiling something beautiful underneath. And that's where the tree skirt came from. Now, this is it. Ta-da! It looks incredible. And I can't wait to find out how we're making it. I know we're using a template. I know we're using the Dear Jane template here, which some of you may have. If you haven't, it's a really handy one to have in your stash. So you've got the square, you've got the triangle there, $21.99. There is actually a whole book, if you're interested in it, that's on the website called the Dear Jane Quilt, which just using those rulers makes the most amazing quilt. But that's where this came from. But in themselves, really handy sizes and shapes to have for your quilting. So $21.99 for the Easy Dear Jane acrylic template set. There you go. Now you will notice that these edges around here are beautifully curved. We've got a tool for that too. Of course we have. Of course we have. Thank you, Creative Grids, for giving us the... We'll go through the fabric first, apparently. Jumping ahead of myself. Can I just wear this as a cape whilst we go through it? Right, now then. The Santa heads are here. There they are, on there. So these, we've got the green ones and we've got the red ones. So you can get it by the ½ meter. Here you go, here are your green Santa heads. So what we've done for you today, basically, is given you lots of different fabrics so that you can decide what colours you want for your Christmas tree skirt. We'll give you the measurements in just a moment, but by the ½ meter, this is $5.99 for your Santa heads on green. If you want the Santa heads on red, there it is, Santa heads on red. They're fun, aren't they? They're a bit fab. So green or red, whichever one you're looking for, it's $5.99 per ½ meter for your vintage Santa fabric. Lovely. Remember, all of these, as soon as we show these through the screen like that, they then go onto the website underneath where you can watch us live. So let's do the Scandies next. Now, when these have been put into this show, and that's the last of the stock allocated for this show now with these. So this is your Scandi. Love this. This is your linen look grey Scandi stripe fabric. Beautiful. Maybe you do that stylish grey and white and cream. Fabulous. The other Scandi that we've got in here, is the faux patchwork. This is always incredibly popular. Now the other's called Scandi as well, but this is your Scandi look grey, $4.99. It's kind of faux patchwork. It's multi-directional as well, which is just wonderful. So we've got that. And then, did you want the swirly one whilst we're on the linen look? Yeah. This is your large swirly linen look in red. And these are coming in at such a great price, just $4.99 per ½ meter. Love that. This one, then maybe you just want Christmassy colours with kind of snowflakes through it. And if you want that, we've got that too. Of course we have. And I'll get you the details up in just one moment. There you go, $5.99. And that's for your Scandi red montage. Victoria, the lady behind here. It kind of feels like a quilt. Oh, hello, swishy. Santa's little helper.
Ho, ho, ho.
I love this. Welcome back. I haven't seen you for ages. Come here. Mwah.
Hello.
Mwah. Thank you.
That's all right, anytime.
Thank you. I don't know if this is actually going to make it around the tree. I'm having far too much fun wearing it as a cape.
It's nice, because it's quilted. It's quite warm.
It is nice and warm, actually. Yeah. Very nice. I think that we're missing a trick here.
Yeah. Well, as a small child, you can make the opening a little bit bigger and put a fastening that will make a small cape.
Yes.
Just
when
saying.
we get started, just saying. Just saying. There we go. Let's pop that there for you.
Lovely.
Get rid of that.
So the tree skirt, I almost called it a tree quilt. The tree skirt you can make in any depth you like.
Right.
But you are restricted by the size of your fabric. But if you wanted to make one bigger, you could piece your fabric to make it you know, the depth from the inner circle to the outer circle. You could piece it to make it bigger.
But you might not have a massive tree. This might be to just go around a smaller tree. So
Yeah,
it would look
and you might not have
ridiculous
loads of floor space. Last
Yes.
year, we made the mistake of going to a Christmas tree farm and you walk round the field. Oh, it's terrible, really. You walk round the field and you pick your tree and they come and saw it down for you.
Yes.
Which seems really sad.
No,
but that's what their destiny is,
Yes.
to be a Christmas
Yes.
tree for your house. But we picked this beautiful
And they
tree,
don't fall otherwise,
really
you said.
lovely. Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Really lovely tree, and then you take it to the machine where they put it through, and then that's when you start to realise that you may have bought one that's slightly too big.
Yes.
Because they can't get it through the machine.
Yes, the perception in the field of
very
the size
different.
of your house, very, very different to actually trying to get anything through
And
a
then
door.
by the time we managed to squeeze it into our smaller than necessary car and get it into the house, we were moving furniture and all sorts, and you were sort of standing back going, it's a really big tree this year then.
Yeah, excellent. Let's make a skirt for it.
So if you are more sensible and buy a smaller tree, we can go with 1 metre of fabric. Don't
We've
go
all
too
done
big.
it. We've all done
Crikey O'Reilly. Very nerve-wracking.
it. Now, hang on, just 1 metre of fabric.
So what you'll need is the skirt that we'll demonstrate today is going to be slightly smaller than this one. But I thought if we do it with 1 metre of each, then it makes it easy for people to buy and shop and understand how you're going to make it.
No,
So
I'm
we're going to
happy
do
with
it from 1 metre. So it's only a tiny bit smaller than this one. So you take your metre of fabric and you fold it in half, and it comes folded in half off the bolt anyway.
Yes.
So I've kept that crease line in for the time being. I've not ironed it out.
Okay.
Normally I would do if
You love
you're
an iron, don't
working.
you?
Yes, I do, nice and smooth. And then fold it in half so that the two cut edges line up with each other.
Okay.
At this end. What we're going to do is we're going to draw an arc in the middle here, which is 2 inches from this point.
Right.
So I'm going to do that actually with my compass, because that's easier.
You've raided your kids'
No, this is my very own.
Oh, this is your very own?
Yes, for pattern drafting, it's easier if you've got your own, and then you're not stealing from children all the time.
Because that's not really a very Christmassy Santa
No, it's
type
not.
thing to do, to go around stealing from children.
No.
No.
So I'll just mark that in here.
Can I also recommend plates?
Yes, plates and bowls.
Yeah.
We've got a nifty tool that we'll have a look at in a minute. One of the creative
Creative
Grid
Grids,
is one of theirs that we can look at to help with doing the curved edge at the bottom. But we'll cut this out in a minute, but I figured we may as well keep measuring whilst we're here. You then need to measure the outside curve, and you can do this all with a tape measure, or you can use your ruler. Let's use an erasable pen, because that will show up better. And I just go around and mark.
Oh, so you're going for a 17-inch skirt?
Yes, but you're measuring 19 inches from your point.
Okay.
Because the wadding, helpfully, comes in a square that's 40 inches square.
Okay, right.
So that means
Very
that you
heavy.
can package together 1 metre of fabric, or 2 metres of fabric that you need, one for the front, one for the back.
Yep.
And then you also need your wadding, which comes in the 40 by 40 inch square. And then you'll need half a metre for binding.
Right, let me give you that shopping list again, because I know we're not going to be asked it. Right, so this is the wadding we're going to use. It is 1 metre by 1 metre, and that sets the tone for everything.
Yes, sorry,
Okay.
I'm thinking inches and you're suddenly talking metres. I'm going, I'm very confused.
No, that is 1
yes.
metre by 1 metre. So £2.99 is all the wadding you need for this. £2.99 gets you that. 1 metre of fabric for your front, 1 metre of fabric for the back, half a metre for your binding, and then whatever fabric you want for your applique. That's it, done.
Yep, that's your lot.
We didn't, well, I had a chat with Wendy, who puts our shows together for us, and she said, I didn't want to bundle this, Tash, she said, because so many of you will have different ideas of what Christmas fabrics you want.
Yeah, and different Christmas themes.
So she's like, pick your own. It's like a strawberry pick your own, but Christmas fabric.
Yeah.
Based.
Or like Sweetie Pick a Mix at Woolworths.
Ah, I miss Woolworths Pick and Mix.
I know.
It's like an end of an era. Sad times. Every Saturday now with my grandma.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
a treat. Although, did you hear in the news yesterday, grandparents not good for your children's health?
Are they not?
Because they treat the children too much.
Yeah, but they're good for parents' sanity. Right.
Okay, so what I've done is I've done the 2 inch from the point to do the inner circle, and then I've measured again from the point up to 19 inches, and I've just drawn a series of lines, little dashes, and then you can follow that round. You can either join that up with your pen if you're not confident, or you can just freehand it. Let's wing it.
It's almost like dashing through the snow.
No, don't make me sing.
Sorry.
You'll regret it. You will absolutely regret it. I was watching TV the other day, and there was a chap on there, and he's got perfect pitch, and I'm thinking, I am the opposite of that guy.
It's not happening. Not happening.
I am the complete opposite.
I took Freddie out for fishing. Oh, you see, you don't need the grandparents to spoil my child. We went out for fish and chips last night, and Freddie was sat in the middle of the fish and chip place, just singing carols to everyone. Now,
I was somewhere the other day, and they were playing their Christmas music in a shop.
Yeah, I know, that's standard.
No, it's not.
It is. As soon as Halloween's done, the Christmas music comes out. Sorry, no, it's not, says the lady dressed as...
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Brilliant.
But you know, yeah, okay, I can't argue that one.
No. If you wanted to cut this with scissors, can you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I would just stick some pins in, because when you're cutting with scissors, you tend to lift a little bit, and you'll disturb all the layers. So, yes, you can do, but I would pin it. Oh.
Whee!
So what I'm doing is I'm only cutting the top fabric at the moment.
Right.
I'm going to leave the wadding and leave the underneath backing until later.
Okay.
Because it's easier to cut it out later. Okay.
You are a whiz with a rotary cutter, aren't you? I love how easy just cut it into quarters. Cut it into quarters. Don't worry, because I panicked when you said it was a big circle. I was like, hang on a minute.
No, it's not so bad. So now we have a start of a tree skirt.
Yep. Or a Halloween ghost outfit.
No. Would you mind getting me that curvy ruler, please?
Yeah, no problem.
And we'll just mark on. Let's go. So the edges on this one I have done. Let's give it a push. You can leave the edges on your tree skirt opening straight.
Right.
Like a cut corner, but it's easier to bind on a curve than it is the straight corner.
I also think it looks really lovely.
I think it looks smart. I mean, it is the back of the tree, but I think it's nice to make the effort.
Last year we had similar to you. We'd moved, and our large Christmas tree that had fit our previous house, because we went artificial in the end, didn't then fit in the new house. So we could only have half the tree.
Half the tree. Like our tree over here, half a tree.
And then because obviously we have dogs, cats, and a 3-year-old who's now very mobile, it was also just tied to the window. So classy in our house.
Very classy.
So classy. Now, we keep mentioning this. Let's tell you what it actually is. This is from Creative Grids, and it's going to help you with those pesky corners. We've only got limited stock of this, so first come, first served on this. But this is your non-slip round-up tool. We weren't meant to have it today.
No, I stole it. I saw it in a box for Lucy.
Yeah,
and went,
Lucy
I'll have that.
Sorry, Lucy. We won't be here.
No, I won't be here.
I won't be here either.
No,
so,
it's fine.
It basically, it rounds off those corners, an absolute treat for you. Beautiful.
Perfect. So that is essentially as far as you go at this stage with the tree skirt. I don't cut this bit out, leave it until afterwards.
You just leave it looking like a peachy pear.
Like a peachy pear, because it's easier to applique if this is all in one piece, rather than faffing about with suddenly, because eventually we'll cut up the middle here.
Right.
But it's easier if you applique, then you make your quilt sandwich.
Yep.
You then attach, you do your quilting, and then you trim this, and then you bind. So leave this as one piece, because it makes it easier in so many ways. Okay, so in terms of the applique, we've got a couple of different options. We've got 2 rulers here that you mentioned.
The Dear Jane.
Dear Jane rulers.
The easy quilting Dear Jane.
Have you got the other sample that I made with the presents on it? It might be over on the other table over there. But you can use these 2 rulers with a variety of fabrics. Like Natasha said, you can use all sorts of things, depending on what kind of Christmas you've got, whether you've got a brights and primary type colour Christmas or whether you've got a more vintagey feel. So it's up to you how you use your fabrics. But these 2 tools I've used the triangular one, which this one, to make the Christmas trees.
Yes.
But you could also use it to make some present shapes. And I've used the smaller square one to make a variety of squares and rectangles to make gifts and the bases for the Christmas trees.
Fabulous.
So I've done the trees, and let's have a little close-up of the trees so you can see how those have been done.
I like the winky wonky bit.
Yeah, so it's down to what your aesthetic is and what you like.
Yes.
And I thought it would be quite nice to have a little bit of wonkiness. So I've layered. I've done a big triangle at the top, and then I've done part triangles for these two here. I've not done full triangles because you're wasting all the fabric underneath. So I've done a big triangle, 2 part triangles, and a square, and I've layered those on top of each other.
Fabulous.
And then a quick close-up of the.
And the effect is fabulous.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Producer Paul likes the presents.
Yes, I like the presents as well. They're quite good. So I've just done those in a variety of squares and triangles and attached a bit of ribbon.
Do you know, we were actually saying earlier that could be your place setting. It would be a lovely place setting.
See, this was my subtle hint by putting it on something rectangular. I thought if I put it on something rectangular, they might think of it as a placemat. Yeah. But you could quite easily just have that all the way around your tree skirt.
Or alternate.
Yes.
Have gifts and trees. It just looks brilliant.
That would look nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's going to be whatever works for you.
Yes, it is.
Whatever your Christmas is.
Whatever Christmas means.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I've got is I've used some different colourways. I've used the more vintagey type, traditional Christmas colours.
Again, this is now, we've moved from a modern house to an old house. Going to have to think about changing our colours because it's not going to look right.
No, it suddenly doesn't look right, does it?
No, so I'm going to have to go these.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here you go. So what I've done is I've got the range of the prints, and I've applied Bondaweb to the reverse of each of the prints, just to save a bit of time.
If you are making that quilt, you need Bondaweb. If you're making this Christmas tree skirt, you need Bondaweb. We'll get you the details for the Bondaweb. So I did promise you on that show to bring you Bondaweb this hour. This is why the Bondaweb was very much put in for this, because you can't do without it.
No, you can't do it.
$2.99 for 1.2 metres of your Bondaweb. Get it.
Comes in a big long strip.
Yeah, fabulous.
So I've applied some of the long strip along this green piece here.
I want to say it's 17.5 centimetres wide.
Yep. So where's my? I've cut out a couple of triangles so that you can see. You can sort of play around. And let's put it on this burgundy colour because it's sort of green on green. It's disappearing. So you can cut out your triangles, and you can be quite simple with it and cut out one large triangle and one square and make a tree.
Yes, and that works.
And that works. Or you can cut out a part triangle, and I'll show you that in a minute, and layer your tree to make a taller tree.
Nice.
And you can,
this is your house tree, isn't it?
This is my house tree, and here's my roof.
Yeah.
Because we have a leaky roof at the moment. They're taking windows out so it can just go through a window.
Perfect.
It'll be fine.
Perfect.
Not a problem.
It's almost like you're in a stable.
Yeah, who needs warmth?
Absolutely.
And then you can do things like cut smaller triangles and place them at the top.
This is yours.
Just keep going, and more and more and more.
Yeah.
But you can do that, or you can start placing, like I've done on the sample, make smaller trees next to.
Lovely ones. Nice.
So it's coming up with something that works for you, and that's what I did with this sample. Is I just played around for a bit and just went,
different as well.
How does this work? And I've changed the colours. So I've introduced on this one, I've even introduced a little bit of this ochre colour as well as the standard Christmas prints.
Yeah.
Add in some solids.
Do you know what I'm also thinking? Is yesterday, I don't know if they all went. We had Swarovski crystals. What if you sewed a few little Swarovski crystals onto the Christmas tree?
That would look brilliant. That would look really nice.
Just saying, I don't know. I'll get producer Paul. He's just on the phone at the moment. I'll get him to check.
On the phone?
I know. It'll be technical.
Yeah, right. He's ordering his groceries.
Tree skirt. Yeah. I know. I think he's just going to order that from you.
I'll get my order book open. Yeah. So the triangle you can use in a couple of different ways. So you can just place it on. Directly on, and you know what, you don't even have to do it on the Bondaweb side, you can just do it on the fabric side, which will make sense if you happen to want to fussy cut. So if you've got a directional print or something where you don't want to chop the head off of Father Christmas.
Oh no, don't chop his head off, we need him.
We do need him.
Freddie woke up not last night, the night before, at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is always a joy when you have to be up at 4. Freddie really needs to go back to sleep. Yes, but Mummy, is Santa watching?
No, he's asleep. Go back to sleep.
Is he seeing if I'm a good boy? He's always watching. Now go back to sleep.
Oh dear.
Always. If he's not, then his elves are. Go back to sleep.
Someone's watching.
Yeah.
Sleep.
And then I thought, does that just sound really creepy?
It does sound really. You can't overthink it.
You can't win, can you?
No.
Now this is the easy Jane. The Easy Jane.
Easy
that
Jane?
Also sounds wrong.
That's someone else.
Dear Jane acrylic from Easy Templates.
Mind you, where did they come up with Dear Jane?
Because of the Dear Jane quilt. That these
Yeah, but why did they call the quilt Dear Jane?
Because.
Come on, you know it, don't you?
Yeah, no, I know this one. The quilt can be traced back to the 1860s. I think it was, yeah, something like that, where the lady Jane, and she's actually embroidered her name onto the quilt, so we know her name.
Good woman.
Her menfolk had all gone off to war.
Right.
And so to take her mind off whether or not any of them were actually going to come back,
yeah, horrific.
she made the most detailed and intricate quilt that she possibly could by hand.
Oh my word.
Out of all their old shirts and this, that and the other. Come back from war, got nothing to wear. She's quilted all of the shirts. Sorry about that.
Not I've moved on and found someone new. It's just I've sewn all.
Yeah, I know. Now I just need to make you a new wardrobe. Bear with me. And so that's where the Dear Jane quilt came from, because she made this most incredible quilt. All the blocks are different.
Wow.
To keep her mind off the fact that her menfolk were away.
I watched Dunkirk the other night.
Oh, don't do it to yourself.
Oh my word.
It's just. Oh.
Right. So I've cut out a couple of triangles, 2 larger ones and a smaller one. What I've also done is I've done a couple of strips. I think I did 1 1.5 inch and 1 2 inches wide.
Is this for your cheat base?
This is for the under tree, if you like. So what you can do is...
Like a tree petticoat.
See, yeah. I'll do one this way. Swivel round.
Fabulous. Just Paul, we were just saying earlier whether or not we had any of the crystals left from yesterday, because they'd look quite nice if you sewed those on. I have to check online. I thought that would be the case. I didn't know if there was any way you could check, but check online, everybody. It was on yesterday, but we did. We had sort of packs of 48 Swarovski crystals,
wonderful.
which you could put a couple on here.
Yes.
And then you'd be revealing a bit of bling.
Yeah, I think that would be nice.
Yes.
I once, when I was a lot younger, I made a Christmas stocking, and I embellished that an awful lot. I loved it. It was brilliant.
You still got it?
Golden thread. My mum has it.
Oh, how lovely. Was it made
really
for
nice.
her?
I think so, yes. Yeah, I think so. But I'm sort of thinking, I wish it was kind of for me.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes. You make things for yourself, but give them away. There we go.
This is looking good. So the way that today's show is working is you pick the fabrics that are going to suit your tree skirt. You need 1 metre for the top, 1 metre for the base, 1/2 metre for your binding, and then the metre of, so I'm just breaking everything, the polyester fill. Hurrah. And it's all there.
Yep, all there, ready to go.
Excellent.
So,
put that back there.
So just cutting a few other shapes just to randomly intersperse, because we might want to do a few gifts with our trees.
Well, you know, it is the season, isn't it?
I know it is. Shall we place this out here?
Have you started doing your Christmas shopping?
I have purchased 2 gifts.
Well done.
2 gifts, but that's it. So on this skirt, you've got the edge where we've drawn the curve.
Yes.
And then on the other edge, I've sort of, the way I planned mine, is that you're not going to see the back section here an awful lot. So I concentrated my design on the very front.
Yeah.
So that's where I put my main cluster of trees, and then I spread the design out. So I put a big and a small tree here, big and small here, and then smaller ones in the middle. But then I left this
so they just graduated?
A little bit.
Okay.
So I'm just going to fold that out the way for the time being.
Would you like the iron?
Yes. Shall we iron that a little bit? Because I still want the crease there a touch so that we can see.
So shall we just place them before we iron?
I'm just going to
what happens?
iron that out a little bit.
Okay. Whilst you do that, I'm going to go look at some fabrics then.
Yes, you go and do that, and I'll
see you in a second.
housekeep.
We've got a lot of Christmas fabrics for you today. Let's take a look at these. So, where to start? Decisions. So let's go with Scandis because they're on the top. Here we go. This is your Scandi. This is the most popular fabric of the hour. I'm not surprised. We had this on Miss It, Miss Out because all of this was scheduled into this show, and what we had left over from this go all went. So $4.99. This is your linen look Scandi, and per half a metre, great value and just really classy and fabulous. Then if you are after kind of a faux patchwork, then go for this one. And again, this is your Scandi, $4.99 per half a metre. You might just want this just to make some Christmassy cushions. Yeah, Victoria's just seen this and gone, ooh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, a faux one. So there we go. So grab that. And then here we've got, this is your red swirls. And again, these were the big swirls. And again, we had this on the Miss It, Miss Out because it was scheduled into this show. So $4.99. So if you want this, please grab this today. VJFG18. Yes. Now, Christmas heads. Father Christmas heads in green. Now, this is what Victoria's used in the one that she made us to come to wear. And he's $5.99 per half a metre. And you get multiple Santa heads for $5.99. ZXMY89. It's a bit of fun. It's like you've got Santa head baubles. Brilliant. And if you want it in red, so maybe you want to mix up your trees or have them for the gifts. I love the Christmas tree, the present idea underneath. So $5.99 per half a metre on this one as well. He's rather wonderful. It's a good Christmas red, that as well. Maybe you want to mix and match them through. Look, they're going wonderfully there. Now, this is your montage, your Christmas montage. And I just love the different colours that you've got coming through there. So you've got those deeper reds, you've got the brighter ones, you've got your snowflakes in there. $5.99 per half a metre. And you'll be able to take different aspects of that. That's quite an interesting one to have because of that montage element. Now, berries in red. Here they are. It's Christmas, isn't it? When we moved, my mum spied our holly bush in the garden and went, oh, Christmas, sorted. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. I'll leave some of it up, but yes. $5.99 for your hollies on red. And that's $5.99 per half a metre. You've also got little sort of reddy snowflakes in there as well. Now, if you want that fabric but on a white background, got that too. So you mix and match whichever you want. And maybe what you've got left over, if you saw Victoria's presents that she'd done on a rectangle so it kind of looks like a placemat, maybe what you've got left over you're going to use on that. So $5.99 LOL W70. Now, this has got sort of a gold through it. It's still soft though, but it does have that little hint of glittery gold. I can just see that starting to sparkle. These are your mini hollies, and they're $3.99, because there's lots of them. $3.99 per half a metre. Fab, grab a bit of that. Excellent. Now remember, you need a metre for the top, metre for the bottom, and half a metre for your binding. Now maybe it's going to be this. Oh, I know you like this one. Let me turn it around so you can actually see the house. So you've got the house on this. And you've got your Christmas tree in the garden, and you've got the smoke coming out of the... Have we not got that one? Oh, it should be the robins. Oh. Yeah, that's the burgundy robin that I want. Can I rob your robins? Yes. Thank you. So if you want half a metre of your robins, then this is what it looks like. Same colourway, same company. However, it's this one. $5.99 per half a metre with your robins. It is from the same range. I think that's where the confusion came. So $5.99 there. And then you've got your holly berry, which is confusing because there aren't berries on there, but there's sort of sprigs of holly going on in there. Holly berry vines. Oh, that's how we're getting around that one. I like this one. I like this one a lot. I wouldn't just use this at Christmas either. $5.99 for your holly berry vines in green. $5.99. There you go. Right, Victoria, I'm coming back with the robins. So I'll leave that one. That one's not right, Chris. Excellent. Oh, look, you have been busy.
Just trying to decide which order. Maybe lay that underneath that. Just a bit difficult to do upside down when I'm standing on my toes.
Oh, now we like to set you... we like to set you a challenge.
You can do it. A little tree down here, maybe. Let's see, what do you think?
Nice.
How's that look?
I like it. You've got a little bit of perspective going on there.
Yeah.
I'm
Near
enjoying
trees
that.
and far trees.
Yeah.
Look about right.
It's almost like we're at that tree farm.
You're at the tree farm. Let's make that one a bit smaller.
Do you make the mistake of taking your kids with you?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I lost them for hours. Where are you?
It's like a tree maze. I remember when I was little, we did a project on global warming.
Right,
and,
okay.
And deforestation and all that kind of thing. I must have been about 7. And so the day that we went to, because my brother and I always had a Christmas tree of our own. This was my mum's clever plan to keep us away from the main tree.
The real tree, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
we do that.
We had our own mess of a tree in our bedroom, and then we had the nice main tree. Very clever, very cunning now, I realise, my mum. It's like when I got a spaniel, and she said, "Your spaniels are only ever called Hannah." She just wanted to call the dog. She said, that's all they're called.
That's brilliant.
I learned this now as I grow up. And so I thought that I was stripping the world of their trees by having a real Christmas tree. And of course, what I didn't realise is actually they replant them all.
They do.
And it's actually you're helping the environment because they're growing trees give off more oxygen.
They do.
That's how I like to justify it to myself.
Well, as long as they are planting them, you buy them from a
they have to,
reputable
because otherwise
place,
there would be a run on Christmas trees.
A run on Christmas trees.
Yay.
What, just in December, not in January?
Yeah, I've always tried to plant them.
Oh, well, we had a real little one outside the front door, but I didn't repot it. Didn't quite make it through.
Not the one. Okay,
so I placed those. Actually, you've got a star template as well, haven't you, over there?
Yes.
Is that open?
Do you want to see it?
Yeah, could I steal one of those?
We've got it all. Hang on, producer Paul, you're going to have to come closer to your mic so I can actually hear you. This one, yep. Oh, low stock. Please grab it.
Oh, Lucy is going to be cross.
We weren't meant to have it.
Sorry, Lucy.
Soz about that, Lucy. If you want it, please check out. Lots of you have got it in the basket. What I love about this is that it goes onto a straight, so you can really get that lovely curve going around there. It just eases around gently, which, quite frankly, I might manage one side. Forget it managing on the other. Just not going to happen. Not going to happen. But now it can.
And it's nice because it's got 2 different radius-sized curves,
yes,
if that makes sense.
It has a 5-inch radius to make a 10-inch circle and a 4-inch radius to make an 8-inch circle. And it's got all of your it's got, well, we haven't got the packaging for this, but with your Creative Grids, never throw away packaging because it always shows you.
I think
it's in your trolley, isn't it? That's okay.
I'll fish that out in a minute.
So we have also these little lovely things.
Sorry, I've taken them apart. There's your packaging back.
Now, these are rather good.
Got scissors.
You get 3 of these in this kit, and these are your So Easy star templates. Only 7 left of these because we had these on a show the other day and they went crazy. So you've got 1. We've got 2 more here. $14.99. Stars are one of those tricky things. Circles and stars, always tricky.
They are tricky.
But you just draw around them, cut them out, and if you want to then mark your seam allowance, then you can do so because it's got little holes for you to do that. I'd be going in with scissors. You are.
Yes, I would, but there are no scissors.
Okay,
so
good.
I'm just winging it with the rotary cutter.
Winging it with a rotary cutter. Please watch
hoping for the best. Yes. No.
I wonder if I've got scissors down here.
Too late.
No. But I do have a small rotary cutter.
Oh, that would have been good. Look at that, you're too late. It's all right.
Just like
we have a star.
Set you
We're
challenges.
okay. We're all right. It was a last-minute addition. I suddenly said outside, I went, Wendy, have we got any stars? Because they'd look good on the tree, wouldn't they?
They do look fabulous on the tree. Heart templates. Bear with. Oh, I might have them in my trolley behind me, actually. Let's have a look. No, I'm going to go over here and get it then.
There we go.
Hearts. Hearts at Christmas. Yes.
Yes, they go with the Scandi type.
They do, yes, that's a very good point. If you've gone for the Scandi, then the hearts are absolutely perfect, aren't they? Perfect any time of year.
What do we think? Start on the top. Let's not go too high because we've got to put the binding on.
Oh, right, okay. So
There.
watch out. There it is.
There we go.
Perfect. That really makes that middle one go, whoa.
Ta-da!
These are your heart ones, by the way. You get 3 of your heart. Oh, 4 actually, 4 with the hearts. I love that they're all kept together. Keep them on that so they're all kept together.
Yes.
But they go up incrementally so that you can layer them, or you can just have whatever size you require. But you get 4 in your hearts. You get, I've got the sizes, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inches, and 3 inches. Limited stock. Please check out your baskets for those.
There you go, and there's
Hurrah!
your 3 stars. So now I've placed those where I would like them. Now with applique, I've done, for brevity's sake, I've just done straight line applique, but as I've talked about in the past, you've got so many stitches on your machine that you can use for applique purposes.
You could go across and do...
Yeah, you've got all sorts of fancy, pretty stitches and ones that are a little bit more Scandi, look almost like cross stitches or little rows of hearts.
But you could make it look like tinsel.
Yeah.
In different
Yeah, well, if you did it in a
across.
white or a silver, then it looks more like the decorations
Yes.
that you might put on your tree.
Beautiful.
So that's a really nice option. But when you're attaching the main shapes to your base fabric, this is a sort of a sampler card that I did for the 540 machine on just testing out all the different stitches. So I've got here a zigzag stitch that I've done in different widths. So I've gone a 6, a 4.5 and a 3. And then I've done different lengths, 2, 1.5 and 0.8, just to see the different effects. So I've done a zigzag, a satin stitch. We've got the blind hem stitch, which you wouldn't necessarily think of for applique, but your blind hem stitch works brilliantly for that. And this particular machine has got 2 different blanket stitches.
Nice.
So I use that as a reference so that every time I come to my machine, I know exactly what the settings are and I'm not faffing about for ages.
You are good.
No.
I always mean to do this.
I know you do need to set some time and a big bit of scrap to just go through and go, oh, that one's nice, write that one down. So it does take a bit of effort. But when you do it, make sure you put your stitch and tear in the middle, because we've spoken about stitch and tear as well in the past, is that when you do heavier applique stitches, I've not used it in this because I've just done straight line stitching. It's not so necessary. But if you're doing a heavier stitch like a satin stitch, use your stitch and tear, because otherwise you end up with like a tunneling effect where you can see that the satin stitch grabs the fabric and pulls it in.
So that one's got stitch and tear nice and flat. Stitch and tear on your screen, $2.99. And that one's got stitch and tear, and you can see that one just puckering.
Pulls it all in.
Yeah.
So it's a good stabiliser.
It is, isn't it? It's a great one to have. All these sorts of things. I love that we can demystify them on the shows. When do you use Bondaweb? When do you use your stitch and tear? Bondaweb for putting these on to here. Stitch and tear on the
underneath
back.
when you come to a applique. So I'm just going to iron these in place.
That's done.
And the amount of embellishment that you put on is up to you. You might just want one, but then you might want to replicate that design on the other quadrants.
Now the Creative Grid circular tool, Roundup, is very, very popular.
Yeah, it's really handy.
We weren't meant to have it. We stole it from Lucy Brennan's show on, I think it's Saturday.
Yes, it was the weekend.
Yeah, sorry about that. Whoops. So get in quick. Is that sneaky?
It is.
A little bit.
It's fine.
Oops.
Lucy's lovely.
Grab it now, $24.99.
She'll understand
Lucy's
our
lovely,
need.
she'll understand. Are we going to incur the wrath of John when he comes in and realises that we've stolen?
Didn't think about
stock
John.
off his show?
He's a monster.
Didn't think about John? Oh, John, we always think about you.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just sew around the edges. But if you wanted to use one of those decorative stitches, you might want to layer as you go. So the underneath pieces you might want to applique on first, come back, position the next piece.
Right.
Applique that.
So would I put my stitch and tear on now?
Yes, if you're doing a heavier stitch, slide some stitch and tear underneath and just pin it in place.
Okay.
But I'm not going to need any because I'm just doing a straight stitch and it doesn't really
Well done to everyone that got the stars. They've just sold out.
Oh, good.
Yep. Got them.
Lovely.
Hearts, please check out your baskets for those. But the stars, if you've got those, well done, they've gone. busy shows again today.
Yeah,
fabulous.
good stuff.
Which kind of means that you're getting in the Christmas spirit. That's what I'm thinking.
Comes to a point where you can't avoid it, sadly. Not sadly, I love Christmas. I don't know why I'm saying sadly.
I love Christmas.
I do.
It is, and then it's over too quickly.
I know. Although the children, my girls, break up from school a week before Christmas.
Do they?
They get a full week off. Is Christmas on the Monday or the Sunday?
I want to say, I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. Who knows?
Well, Father Christmas knows. It's
Yeah,
his-
I don't need to know because
it's
obviously
D-Day
that's
for him.
That's for him. It's on Monday.
Monday.
There you
Yes.
go.
So the girls have got a nice full week, and I quite like that actually, because then they can do Christmassy things and Christmassy crafts.
Have
and-
you made your Christmas cake yet?
No, I'm not much of a baker.
Are you not?
I'd like to think I was, but every time I bake,
Apparently not.
not so good.
My mum makes our Christmas cake.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, but she wants to make it with us this year.
Oh, that's nice though.
Yeah.
That's-
And then she
well, you
said,
better
so
get a wriggle on.
First time she comes up next week, we'll put the brandy in, get all the fruit ready. And then she said, I might have to take it home with me. I was like, why, Mum? Why do you need to take it back? She said,
cunning
'cause I know what
plan.
you're like.
Oh,
How rude.
okay.
There'll be no cherries in it.
You just pick all the cherries out. I love cherries.
They're my favourite bit.
Oh, I love
My
them.
absolute favourite bit. So you've got to get ready for Christmas, and this is part of getting ready for Christmas. And the reason that I love the idea of a Christmas skirt is because I get really sad when all the presents go from under the tree, and it just
know.
looks really bare and bland, and it's
So-
the start of Christmas looking a little bit.
Bereft.
Yeah, and then I feel the week after Christmas, I'm like, actually, do I just take my Christmas decorations now? Because no, get your Christmas
No.
skirt, and then it still looks wonderful underneath your tree. It's going to catch your needles as well if you go for a real tree.
And do
And
you
a real tree.
Do you put presents under your
Whoops.
tree before Christmas?
Yes.
See, I don't.
Do you
generally? No.
Oh no, because then you've got to have the fun of trying to guess what it is. As long as it's not breakable and you know
Yes.
you rattle it.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was 11, and this is what started off the whole horse thing. When I was 11, there was a box under the Christmas tree. I was like, what is it? I couldn't work out for the life of me what it was. And this was true. So I had a couple of weeks of not knowing what this box was.
Prodding and
A
shaking.
rattle, didn't know what it was, and it was a riding hat.
Oh, wow.
And Mum and Dad bought me riding hats and a couple of lessons, and that was it. Absolutely hooked. So it's their fault. So yeah, no, I always put. But actually, you wouldn't need to. So if you are like you and want to just keep everything secret.
Yeah, then it just decorates the floor underneath.
Yeah, absolutely, and just catches those needles. Easier to hoover up and
We've
tidy
got
up.
wooden floorboards, and the
They go
needles
everywhere.
go all in all the cracks.
So solve that problem and make yourself one of these. And again, you can bring it out year in, year out. Brilliant,
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
And it
What a
becomes
lovely,
part of the
simple-
tradition of your Christmas.
Yes.
We had an
yes.
old Father Christmas, and he held sweets, bags of sweets on Christmas morning. And I loved him. Oh, every year when he came out, you were like, oh.
Okay, so tell us your Christmas traditions. Because, and that's the thing, isn't it? When you get married, or you're with
Changes,
someone,
yeah.
you have to make your new Christmas traditions. My mum likes to open one present on Christmas Eve.
Right.
We're allowed one present each on Christmas Eve. My husband likes to put a weekend aside. It was just like one day. He now likes a whole weekend aside to decorate the house
Oh, right,
and
okay.
watch Elf. So these are the new Christmas traditions. So this can become part of your Christmas tradition.
Yep, I like that. Yeah.
But that's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah.
So get your Christmas tree skirt, and then the kids know, or the grandkids know, that Christmases are coming. And maybe you just want to put like a couple of presents out each day. And so it grows under the Christmas tree. Oh, it's exciting.
It is exciting. See, I want to go home and decorate now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If you weren't in a Christmassy mood before the show, then Victoria and her Christmassy top and her Christmassy tree skirt, it's made us all. So you literally are just sewing around the edges of these? Easy.
Yeah, I'm just going around the edges. It's because it's not something that you're going to wash an awful lot, unless you, I don't know, you wouldn't wash it a lot. So it's not so bad because you've got raw edges by doing appliquing in this fashion, but because you're not washing and wearing, then it's not so bad.
Even if you did, it would just give the Christmas tree a 3D effect.
Yeah.
With a bit of furring at the edges. Yeah.
Feathering. And what you can do is go around each one more than once to create a slightly more
I like that.
scrappy type
Yeah.
feel to it. I quite like that.
Now, this has all been made possible by the dear Jane. So, right tool for the job. That's what it's all about. So, immediately you've got your Christmas tree shape, your base shape, and your present shape. Ta-da! Job done. And that's what we like. There you go. If I put it on the white, then you can really see it. So you've got the tools. And also then if you want to use these to go on and make quilting blocks, you've got them there. So this comes, both of these, in your pack for $21.99. $21.99 there, that is your Dear Jane acrylic template set. Can I also show you, because you used it to make this as well, and we love this, how about place settings? Because if you're getting different feature fabrics, then actually you're going to have so much left over if you're using them for applique. Yeah. So maybe get your plain fabrics for the top, or, I don't know, you see, maybe you might go all out with the Scandi for the top.
Yes.
And then just go plain on the bottom, and then just go for like a plain red. Oh, I don't know. But if you're going for the hearts, they are about to run out. If you're going for the heart templates, please grab those now because they're about to run out. The star's already gone. Hearts on their way out. Oh, that sounds
Zoom in.
a bit final, doesn't it? The hearts are being sold out.
Sold out.
Rephrase that. Yes.
Okay, so I very, very roughly appliqued those in place.
Brilliant.
So once you've done your design around the whole, oh, see, it looks lovely with the star.
It does look lovely with the star.
That's really nice. I'm so glad we found the stars. So what you would do next is you would create your quilt sandwich. Would you like me to show you vaguely what we're doing there?
Yes, yes, I would. Yes, please.
You can open that one out.
Thanks.
We'll make some space.
So this is what you're getting with your wadding. I believe it's $2.90. I want to say it's $2.95. I'm going to say it's $2.95 until producer Paul tells me otherwise. $2.99. Oh, that was 4p out.
4 pence, not
4
bad.
pence. Here we go. Ta-da. So this, you get a metre.
I'm just going to scooch
by a
around the
metre
back.
of this, which is the perfect size. There we go. Let me make you even more room. Oh, you love a quick iron, don't you?
Yes,
press.
sorry.
If you just joined us, we're making tree skirts today, so that's why we need the extra space, because it's not a small make, it would be fair to say.
No, everything was wiped off the kitchen table.
Yeah. Dinner? No.
No.
TV dinners
Sandwiches.
tonight. Yes. So is that the base? Have you gone burgundy for the base?
Yes, I've gone burgundy for the base, and I would probably choose the green to bind it in.
Oh, nice. Very nice. All your traditional colours. So this is the more traditional quilt. Oh, look at that.
And you would spray based or
Hang
something.
on, that was a nifty little trick. And then using the edge of the table to roll it back in place.
Yes. And
All the
then,
tricks.
all the tricks. And then we can place this on.
Very nice.
And you'd obviously snip off all your threads and whatever, make it nice and tidy.
Producer Paul says he likes it with just the one.
It looks quite smart, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think especially because it's in these colourways.
Yeah.
It's in the more sophisticated colour palette.
Yes.
Rather than the fun and quirky one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit more neutral and
I'm enjoying
understated.
that.
So that's quite nice, isn't it?
I am enjoying that a lot.
So I just found some pins under here. What I would do at this stage is pin it in place or use quilting pins. The curved
yes.
quilting.
Or you could spray based.
Or spray based.
All of these options are available to you.
I'm attaching myself to the ironing pad.
Try not to do
Try
that.
not to do that. I've done that before.
Yeah, no, we all have. I like to attach myself to the carpet quite regularly.
And then when you're quilting, it's entirely up to you how you would like to quilt.
Okay.
So on the sample behind us here, I've just done a couple of diagonal lines radiating out from the centre. So I've kept it quite simple, but you could go totally crazy.
You see, producer Paul sees pizza. I see the cheeses out of Trivial Pursuit.
Yes, or the laughing cow.
Do you have to play Trivial Pursuit at Christmas?
No.
Oh, do you not?
No.
Right.
I don't do quizzes.
Oh, no, we always have to have a game of Trivial Pursuit. It can get a bit heated.
No,
I always make sure I'm on my husband's team because he won eggheads.
Oh, what?
Yeah, him and his friends won eggheads. So we always make sure that my husband is on our quiz teams.
Crikey, yeah, you don't want to get on the wrong side.
And then we go head-to-head with my dad, who's also a bit of a quiz fiend.
Wow.
So it can get a little bit in our household when the old Trivial Pursuits come out.
No, Andrew's family's not quite so quiz-orientated. I'll say no more.
Right. No, that's fair enough.
Not that they're not intelligent, it's just normally more liquid-based, the entertainment.
That's absolutely, everybody has their own thing at Christmas, and that's the joy of it.
Andrew's family, my family live in Australia, so it's a bit more difficult at Christmas time.
Do you just FaceTime them?
Yes. Yeah, it's not so bad. But Andrew's family have a big family get-together the weekend before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And that's so nice, because he's got his stepsister and a husband, they live in China.
Oh, gosh.
They're teachers
international
in China.
family.
I know, it's incredible. So it's nice to catch up with everyone, and everyone lives so far apart, and
it's a good excuse,
really
isn't it,
hard.
for getting in touch. So we've got 3 minutes.
Oh, right, okay. So what I would do here is I would quilt, and then I would run a stitch around this outside edge. So just in from the edge, maybe a 1/4 of an inch, round the outside edge. I would go round this top edge, this curved section that we drew earlier.
Yeah.
Stitch just inside that. And then this crease line that I've left here, stitch a 1/4 of an inch from this side, round the opening, and then 1/4 of an inch the other side of that crease line, and down and all the way around, and then cut it.
Okay.
Then cut it up to the edge, and then and you cut this section out at the same time.
Right.
So then all your layers that they've been quilted, the edges are together, and then you can attach your binding. And I've just used the bias binding maker that we have somewhere, and I've just made.
Which one did you go for? The 25 or the 50?
Yes, I used this one, the 25. So I've cut 2-inch wide strips, and I fed that through, and then I folded it in half as well, so it's already ready to go.
Okay.
And then you can just place that on your edge. And I didn't apply it as you would do normally with bias binding. I didn't open it up and wrap it over. I just held it over the edge.
Yes.
And pinned it in place, so I'm only stitching once.
Okay. If you got our new magic clips that we've had this week, this is a perfect project for them.
Yes.
Because you don't have to unclip them, you can just sew.
Oh, fabulous.
Yes.
Yeah, really great.
Look at that side relief. Oh, thank goodness for that. Someone's invented something amazing. This is fabulous. Thank you so much.
That's all right.
So whether you're going, whichever fabric you're going for, and we'll go and have a look at all of that fabric in just one moment. Whether you're doing presents, whether you're doing the trees, you need the Dear Jane Easy Quilt template for that. If you've used the Creative Grid corner circle thingy. What's it? Roundup. That's it. Roundup tool. Completely escaped me then. Then please make sure that you've got that. On your screen at the moment is the Dear Jane. That's now gone. Ta-da. Now coming up. What's coming up next? What will be the Roundup one? There we go. We've got them all for you. But they are, of course, all on the website as well, as are all of our fabrics, which we're going to go and have a look for in just one moment. That is going to make those corners easy.
Cinch.
Yeah, it's just easy. $24.99, and you're going to be using it in lots of different ways. Look at it. Lots of you have that in your baskets. Please check out your baskets. Do not miss out. Thank you.
No problem.
You're back in an hour with bags.
With
the bag boutique.
bags. Yes, I'm really excited.
Beautiful bag.
Yeah, can't wait.
And a brand new book. This is fabulous.
Thank you.
Very much enjoyed that. Thank you. I'm going to go look at fabrics.
Okay.
Right. Okay. What are you going for? Most popular fabric is Scandi Montage in this one. Fabulous. So this is your Scandi Montage. I think this is very popular, firstly because the colourways are lovely. It brings in all those different reds at Christmas, but also you'll be able to pick out different bits, so it looks like you've got different fabrics, which we always love. Look at that. So $5.99 per half a metre for that. You've got your snowflakes in there. You've got your different designs going through. You've sort of got a pork colour in there, and then a red. You've got lots of colours going on, and it's going to work with lots of colours too. So $5.99 VWMY54 is your code there. Next most popular is your hearts on linen. Oh, these were so beautifully folded, weren't they? This one here. Now this might be, you might not applique on this, you might just have that as your base and then work it in segments all the way around. I don't know, how are you going to make it? $4.99. Lots of multi-buyers on this one, or maybe you just realise that actually it's a beautiful fabric and you need to make some Santa sacks or something out of it. I don't know, just grab it while you can. $4.99. Now, which one next? This one, Robins. I haven't got that with me. Let's have a look at the Santa Faces on red. Here we go. These are your Santa Faces on red. $5.99 per half a metre. Actually, you could cut those little heads out and applique them on as Christmas baubles. Now the next one is the green. Here he is. So the green one there that we've got, again, $5.99. ZXMY89 is your code for that one. Fabulous. Oh, the swirls. Now, this is always incredibly popular. That would look lovely as your skirt as well, wouldn't it? Very lovely. So you don't have to have a plain one, do you? You could just go, you could go all out swirls, and then you could applique in this, you could, not applique, you could quilt round the swirls and use those as a template and get a good girl as a good go at free motion embroidery, maybe. $4.99, it's just ideas. You know what you want to make. You've got all those ideas. Now the patchwork Scandi, what a lovely, let me hold this out actually a little bit more so you can get a full idea. Look at that. All of these are by the half metre, so if you wanted this amount, this is a metre, you'd put 2 in the quantity box. This is multi-directional, so whichever way you look at it, you're right. I like that. $4.99 per half a metre of that. So just pop 2 in the quantity box if you want that extra meterage there. Right, the robins, they've flown in. Here they are. This is what we were just using in that lovely rich colour. So actually, if you're going for the montage, then you've got that deeper red to pick out as well. So that's $5.99 for your robins, MHLW13. And then we've got some berries. Which one would you like? The red one? Yay! So if you're after your traditional holly and berry, I don't know why holly is so traditional at Christmas. Maybe you know. Message me if you know. $5.99, EALW02. Fabulous. Now after the show, the bear is back. Yes, as is Jo Carter, and she's got a toy box full. Yesterday we did smaller ones. Today we've got the big animals. So it is Toy Box Part 2 with Jo after this very short break. See you in a moment.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for the Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more. Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy to follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level. There are many ways you can watch Sewing Quarter. We are live every day on Freeview Channel 78 and online at sewingquarter.com from 8 AM till 12 noon. But if you've missed a show, don't worry, there are 2 easy ways to catch up. The first is through our website, www.sewingquarter.com, where we repeat that morning's shows throughout the day. On the homepage, you'll see our video stream. Click on the video to hear sound and see a list of the products that we have shown in that day's shows. The second way to catch up is on our YouTube channel. All our shows are kept on YouTube, so if you buy a product and want to see the demonstration again, you can. Go to www.youtube.com/Sewing Quarter, where you'll find all our shows listed by date. Select your preferred date, then using the description beneath the video, jump to the hour you want to watch. Then you can pause, rewind, play and skip your way to the bits that you want to watch again. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Join us this Friday for the ultimate fabric fiesta. At 8 AM, John will be wafting a range of fabulous fabrics in a beautiful blenders show with the new stock from Makawa Spraytime collection. And at 10 AM, he'll be sharing his bundle bounty, a real treat for fabric lovers. Then at 9 AM, we'll be joined by Lucy Brennan, who can't wait to show you the brand new Heather Bailey collection, Hello Love. Hello Love is a stunning range of both colourful and vibrant prints inspired by popular music. This is one fabric collection you really don't want to miss. In her second hour, she will be sharing her expertise on how to create a stunning crib-size quilt with the divine Tilda Cottage collection and Starburst ruler for a truly timeless gift. So make sure you don't miss out on these gorgeous fabric shows on Friday the 17th of November from 8 AM, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78.
Follow us on Twitter for more inspiration, top tips, news, and share your own creations with us.
Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @SewingQuarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air. Welcome back. Now, yesterday, if you joined us, thank you very much, but we had the part one of Joe's toy box. Now, Joe has brought us an absolute menagerie of different beasts and creatures, and everything from whales to reindeers to mice to the owl and the pussycat to budgies. We've got so many, and it just keeps on growing. We've got a veritable zoo out there. Lots of you have been asking for so many of her creations back. They are always incredibly popular. So what we've been able to do this hour is bring Joe back. We've got the larger makes this hour, and we're going to go into those little bits that we always run out of time. We make the body and then we go, oh, and then you just stitch up the eyes, or you just do this. So let's go into the detail here. We've got the sausage dog. We've got two different Tilda colorways for you. So we've got red and plum, and we've also got the green. This is from the latest Tilda collection. This is the cottage collection, and look at this. You've got that beautiful plum. 5 different fat quarters in here. Now, Joe and I had a little measure up, and we reckon you can get 3 sausage dogs, let's get that right, out of the 5 fat quarters. Full instructions and ears, and thread and embroidery. Now, if you like the red, maybe you want the green. Who knows? Whichever colorway is going to work for you. These are the greens that are in the green fat quarter bundle. Beautiful Tilda fabric, stunning designs. Any excuse to get that Tilda out. You know that with Joe Carter Makes, you've just got to be, oh, look at that, super, super quick. So please check out your baskets before we go much further. Please check out your baskets. Now, maybe you only want to make 1 sausage dog and then have loads of Tilda left over. It's up to you, but you've got that choice. Now, the deer, I attached him to the hamper over there, but you've seen him many a time because he's always on our set somewhere. Full instructions. Each of these come with full instructions and your stuffing and everything else. With this, he's a Christmas-based deer. So you've got 1/2 meter of each of these, so a full meter of fabric in there. So there's your Christmas trees, and then there's your little flowers, Christmassy flowers. You get a red skein, a black skein. You even get the embroidery hoops to put him in. I've just thrown the thread on the floor, and you've also got felt for the rest of it. Fabulous. Ow, the bear. One of you was asking about the bear yesterday, and we've got the big bear. So yes, we've had the bear in a bag, but he's been sized up for the, this is your full size bear. This is your have a lifetime size bear. So he's coming in grey, kind of a Scandi feel today. You've got your grey hearts, and so 1/2 meter of that, and 1/2 meter of your grey spot on, all there, thread and embroidery, full instructions, and as well, you've also got your stuffing in there as well. There's not room on the table to put stuffing with everything. Now, we're going to have a whale of a time this hour in pink. In pink. Look, oh, this fabric is just gorgeous. This is your Shannon fabric. It is the softest and most beautiful fabric, and you just have to stroke it an awful lot. Anyone that you give this to are just going to absolutely adore it. There's your fabric. Unusual for us to bring that for you, but we've also got, well, hello there. Full instructions with, well, hello there. There he is. That was him in blue. We've got him in pink today. There, and your stuffings, and already lots of you have got this in your baskets. We have limited stock of these, so please check out your baskets. The unicorn is another one. Basically, this year, if you want anything to sell, you whack a unicorn on it. So my husband tells me. I don't know what he knows about it, but there we go. That's what he reliably informs me. So it was no surprise that the unicorns were crazy. Absolutely crazy. And so we've got the blue and the pink version back today. We'll take a closer look at that in just one moment. Full instructions for your unicorn coming with it as well, and your stuffing, $24.99. MHGC88 is your code for that. Excellent. And then the only one that we haven't gone through yet is your elephant. Now, I think you've got coming up with John at some point a show about our new spray time fabrics. Is that tomorrow? Now, the spray time fabrics, I'm really excited that we've got these in because they're a beautiful texture fabric to work with. Look at that. So this is your spray time in grey, and it just gives that brilliant texture. We've used it for fur. We're using it for elephant skin. Brilliant. You get your eyes, you get your felt. There it is for his little feet. And then you get your 2 different embroidery threads. Everything on your screen is all coming in the pack. Just $19.99 for a good bit of elephant.
Yes.
Love the elephant. Jo, you are so clever with these. Look at them. That's what your toy box can look like at home. Had to safety pin on the reindeer.
Well,
you're staying put.
Expertly done.
Yeah, I know, thanks. I thought I was
that,
inspired at 6 o'clock this morning. How is this going to stay up? But there he is. Okay. Oh, hello. This is your Scotty dog. Sausage dog.
Yes.
I do know my dogs. Honest. There he is. Now, we're making him today in Tilda. Was this the original one?
This, when I did this as a show, this was my demo one, and I had completed Tilda one. And the difference between the two is you can choose which way you want the stripes, the patchwork stripes on the back to go. This one is them running lengthways, and the other one is them going that way.
Okay, fab. So where was the starting point with this? Or what are we focusing on today?
Finishing on the dog, there's, I won't embroider the eyes on because I did that yesterday, but the ears, and if you want, you can have flappy ears, but they do stick up a little bit. So in the pattern for this, it says to just stitch them down to the side of the head. So I'll do that on this one. Sausage dogs,
I've noticed, do actually tend to have them a little bit more.
They do.
Like
they're quite silky as well, aren't they?
And that's what you're excellent at zooming in on when you make your kits, is those, I guess it's a bit like, you know how caricature artists, they focus on those features that makes you know that it's that person.
Yes.
And that's kind of what you do with your animals, is that's what really makes us know. Like when you did the polar bear and you had the slight hook nose, as polar bears do. It's just genius.
I mean, I do bring up photos. I'll do a photo search and look at the animal I'm making just to make sure, where possible, I keep some of the original, or loose thread there, sort of feel of the animal. But they have those sort of angled ears, don't they? That sort of droop down. Now with this, just decide whereabouts, and you could pop a pin in. I'll do that with this one. So I'll have it fixed down about there, just so it holds that ear to the side of the face. And just...
Oh, you go then from underneath?
From underneath, and you don't want to catch the top layer.
Right.
I'm just going to do a few, I have put a knot in the end of the thread, because it won't be visible, because the ears are down, they obscure it. But just a few little stitches. I'll move that pin out just so it's a bit more obvious. So just peel it back and just catch a stitch from either side and have a look and make sure it's holding it. You don't want it to stitch it to the wrong part of the head and you'll end up with a little bit of a loop at the top.
It would be a different look. He'd have spied a biscuit or something.
heard something and done
Which one's most popular? The unicorn. Oh, the uniform. The uniform.
the uniform.
The uniform unicorn is always incredibly popular. The elephant's popular. Well, basically, they're all very popular. Please check out your baskets. Look at them. I mean, this is what you can be making at home. I just think this is gorgeous. You know, we're going to have to start selling the hampers as well to put them in, don't you?
The hampers are fab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is what you could be making. Imagine if you made these over the year. If you had made these throughout the year and, say, put them in something like a hamper for a grandchild. Could you imagine the look on their face when they opened it up and all of that sprang out? Be amazing.
I'd quite like one of those just to transport my work to and from the studio. I think one of those to keep the toys in.
Yeah, no, just to keep.
Would be perfect.
And a few snacks.
Yeah.
If you bought one of each, 164.44. But when you think about it, a lot of those will make multiples. So if you've got multiple grandchildren, done.
Done.
That's great value.
So
Christmas shopping done. 164.94.
Perfect. So I've stitched one ear down, and if you feel it still kicks up a little bit too much, then just
go a bit further.
Move this. Yes, just work your way down a little bit with the stitches.
Producer Paul's still carrying on with his maths. He's going, and it's only 1 P&P. 2.95. He's still impressed with our 2.95 P&P.
It's really good.
With good reason.
Yes.
So
there we go. Stitched one ear down.
Oh, you can really see the difference.
It does. It just holds it into position.
Yeah.
I mean, you might prefer, you know, the running sausage dog with flappy ears because they sort of
with the breeze through his ears as he runs along.
And usually when I'm securing the thread at the end, I'll do a little stitch just to hold everything into place, and then again, as I was saying before this loop closes, pop the thread through, make a knot, and do 2 more on top.
Okay.
I'll just do 1 more.
Our Ridgeback Baxter, she was alive. She always used to wear her ear inside out.
Oh, nice. Well,
and so she'd stand there looking slightly puzzled with just one ear inside out. She's beautiful, beautiful dog.
Yes, my cat doesn't. They're sort of at 1:45. His ears are not quite straight. And then at the end, needle in at the base of the stitches and then out anywhere. Pull on the thread so that when you snip it, it will just disappear into the head, and then you've got that long tail of thread held in the head. 2
options for the dogs, and it's all tilde based, so which is a bit of a treat.
I love the tilde fabric.
Oh, it makes them super special. So we've got the plum and the red, which is just gorgeous and quite Christmassy. $36.49 for that. And then the other option is the sage, the green sage. And here's the details of that, although you do have that big rose in there as well in that kit, which is beautiful. The green is more popular. Do you know what? The green has been so popular with this cottage range. Normally green isn't so popular, but with this one, it's absolutely phone. $36.49, I've noticed that. Green has been incredibly popular. Please check out your baskets for those. Well, no, actually, let's face it, for all of them. Just for all of them.
So, and also, I always leave closing this seam right until the very end. So I'd put eyes on.
Right. How did you put his nose on?
The nose is a pattern piece.
Oh, okay. Right.
So it fits around the end.
Because it's a very neat nose.
Yes. It's one piece. It's sort of curved at the top. It stitches round, and then there's a dart running from here down. So this seam goes from the end of the nose then.
So if you wanted to give him a smiley face, you could just embroider under there and give him a little smiley face.
You could draw it on. Down there. Just give it a little smile. Could get a little grin. I don't know whether the camera will pick that up. A little grin.
Oh, I quite like a little grin on him.
It does look nice, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed a trick there, not putting the little smile on.
You could have one with a smile, one without.
One serious and one jolly.
Maybe one with a little moustache or something.
That would be nice.
Also good. He would also require a top hat.
It would look excellent with a top hat.
Yes.
Actually, I did mean to put a monocle on the hedgehog before, and I forgot this morning.
Do you know what, though? Sausage dogs are, they are big dogs caught in a small dog body. They are...
Are they?
Oh.
Big dog personality.
Yes. Oh, they are. They're fabulous little dogs. Really fabulous. My mum wants one, and my dad's like, no way.
I really want a wire-haired one.
Yeah, my mother-in-law wants one as well. Her husband, no way. Isn't it funny?
Yeah, see, my boys are a bit frightened of dogs, so that
Are they?
We'd have one, but they're not so sure.
But there's only one way to get them over that.
Yes.
Get one.
Just come home with one day.
Yeah, fait accompli. There you go. Get over it.
There we
Immersion. Is it immersion
Therapy.
There you go. Lots of them. It's like living in 101 Dalmatians. It's all good. So that's how you do your ears on your dog.
So that's one of the finishing details that there's. I'll get on to the antlers for the deer head. That has a similar sort of stitching things to hold them into place. That has a similar thing for the antlers. So I'll do that in a minute as well.
Are we doing that next? Because producer Paul is about to bring in all the details for that.
Oh.
So this is your deer head. Always so popular.
I love the deer head. I have one in my hallway.
2 of these for $34.99. You have one in your hall. I want everywhere. I want one in Freddie's room. He would love this. He'd go crazy for this. Absolutely crazy for this.
Well, I like a Christmas one with the red nose and then, you know.
Yes.
A reindeer for all seasons.
This is the first year, because Freddie's 3, it's the first year that he's really getting excited about Christmas. And it just changes the whole aspect of it. And it just makes it so much more fun.
Yes.
And I just want to decorate everything for him.
Do it.
Yeah.
Don't hold back.
No, I'm not going to. And this can be coming out every single year.
Yes.
He's got to. And then actually, because you've got the pattern, you can do it in different colourways for the rest of the year.
You can.
So there is a deer for all seasons. What are we doing with them?
This is the point I normally get up to when I'm doing the deer. So we have it fixed into the hoop, but not much further than that. Before, and this is just, actually, do I have one
And
here?
he is a little droopy. For anybody that is was brought up like me on, we talked about this earlier, Faulty Towers.
Yes.
Do you remember the episode with the moose head, where he's meant to put the moose head up and it just flops, and you could have that as a feature.
You could.
So we kind of get it to Faulty Towers stage, and then we need to get it to looking fabulous.
Yes, it does look a bit sad at this point.
Okay.
But here's another one I have, a part make.
Before we go into this, I've got just a little message from producer Paul, who is saying a message about the unicorn. The unicorn is about to sell out. However, we're going to bring you another one with a silver nose of the unicorn. So rather than the pink nose, it's going to have a silver nose. So we're working on that frantically behind the scenes, trying to get that for you. So if you missed out on the unicorn because it's pretty much sold out, bear with us. We are frantically trying. I always know that producer Paul's up to something when he goes a bit quiet, and he's frantically trying to get you more kits of these because we know that they make perfect Christmas presents. So of course. So we are also working on trying to add another bear and another elephant because I know that they are about to sell out as well. So please check out your baskets. Make sure that you do secure what you're after now, and we'll see what else we can get for you. Unicorn's about to go. Just look at them. Oh, they're just gorgeous. Jo, you're so clever.
Right.
Sorry, as we were.
Okay, I'm never quite sure. Right, okay, I'm going to do the idea now. I'm never quite sure how to follow, but yes, the unicorn. So with silver nostrils in.
I think so.
I think that look sort of magical.
Sparkling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's true. I bought a few unicorn pin badges yesterday. I love a unicorn.
Yeah. Hopefully my niece is at school because there's a few unicorns coming our way for Christmas too. Yeah. Got to be done.
Right, this slightly crinkly. This is the completed. So once you've finished the machine sewing, this is the bit we're up to.
Yes.
And then there's a lining piece, which you can see this on the back, and it's in the instructions. It's just in fact, I use a plate to mark that out. Press it in half, cut along the fold, and then join it back together.
Right.
But with wide stitches in the middle, which I'll get to in a moment. And then with the hoop, you want to lay the lining piece wrong side up, so you've got the seam allowance inside, and then layer that on top and fit it into the hoop and stretch it until you get it nice and taut.
Like a drum.
And central, yes.
There you go, nice and taut and central, so that we've got him to this stage.
Oh, part fill. That's a bit, only part stuff. I mean, it does make it look slightly droopy and a bit forlorn, but only part stuff at this point, because it makes it easier.
Is that why you've done the long stitches at the back there?
Yes.
So that you can unpick and stuff later?
Open that up and then complete the stuffing in a bit. But once it's in the hoop, we need to join the front piece, the head section, with the lining piece. So it looks nice and decorative, but it does also serve a purpose.
Ah, okay. So
this,
yeah, it looks like sort of a faux stitch, but it's actually a real stitch.
It is. So it gives it a nice bit of detailing, but just take it all the way round. And it just locks those two layers together. And if it pops out of the frame at this point, it's not the end of the world. You can once they're joined together, you can fit them back in quite easily.
Everyone's loving the elephant this hour as well. And the whale. Oh, basically all of them. Please check out your baskets. Do not miss out on these. This could be your Christmas shopping done. Look at them. They're all leaping out. It's like, how many versions of Free Willy did they get to?
Oh, there must have been at least 3.
Free Willy 3. It's like Free Willy 4 with, or it's Wilhelmina with the pink one, leaping out the basket.
So I'm just going to secure the thread here. Just do a couple of knots. Trim this away. But the thing with the deer, I want to concentrate on this a little bit because it's not a standard. I mean, there are very standard aspects to it. Yes, I had my thread way too long. I went on the side.
I found a cure for this. Not for having long thread, but for the magic, the thread magic that we've got. Brilliant. I actually got my hands on some. It's not a wax exam, but it's like a coating that goes over it, and it stops friction, stops all this kind of drag. It's brilliant. I now only hand sew with it.
I need some.
Yeah, I think it's on the website. It might have sold out, but it
I have a giant order to put
But
in.
this has been my latest discovery. Doing a lot of hand sewing, of slip stitching to sew makes up ready for Christmas. That has been my latest discovery.
I have so many loose threads. Sorry, I'm just snipping them away.
Okay.
So this is the back then, and because it's in black, it's nice and visible. So that is what's holding those two layers together inside the hoop.
Yes.
And then the stitches are nice and wide in the centre. So I'm just going to...
So now that's secured.
I'll take the actual tool for the job instead of...
Now, I didn't realise, you know when you've used a tool for years and years and years, and then you realise that someone comes along and tells you you've done it all the wrong way?
Yes.
Because apparently I was told that if you put that in, like when you're doing dressmaking on this, you've only got a few stitches. When you've got a long length, put it in so that that bit goes in first, and then it doesn't rip your fabric.
Ah, so yes,
I always wondered why that was on there.
Oh yes, I can see, yeah. In fact, I'm going to open these stitches a little bit further down. There we go.
And what was the other thing? Opening bananas. Open them at the other end. Everyone opens them the wrong end. Far easier to open the other end.
Are they?
Yes.
I've got a banana in my bag. I'm going to try that when I finish.
Try it. Life hacks. Every time I see one of those little clicks on life hacks, I'm like, yep, let's see how I can make my life easier.
Perfect.
Who knew?
And then once this is open in the back, then is the time to go. And so I've stuffed this end of the snout, so I don't have to get in quite so far, but then I'll just complete the stuffing of the rest of the head.
I'm going to interrupt this broadcast with a unicorn-related broadcast. The unicorn that we brought you, the blue and the pink one, has sold out. Gone. We are going to bring you another one. We're just frantically sorting this up, and we will give you an update on the bear and the elephant shortly. But at the moment, if you want the deer, you've got to check out on the deer. Well, actually, check out on all of them, because I don't know at what point we're going to get the other ones in. We're frantically working on it. But yeah.
And this deer doesn't take that long to make, really.
I think it looks more complicated than it actually is.
Yes, I think it probably does. I think
because it's mounted.
And it's not, you don't look at it and no, it's not obvious how it's been made necessarily.
No.
But there's not that much sewing in it.
Where did the inspiration come from for this then?
I just wanted to make one. I'm trying to work out how to go about it. I can't remember an awful lot about the process now.
Do you do that thing of seeing things in shops and going, I'm not paying that?
All the time.
I can make it. I can make it cheaper than that. And then have the satisfaction of having made it.
Yes.
My mum says it's like going shopping with her mother, who would look at things and go, well, I can make that.
Although, if it's something I can make, and so I sometimes think, do you know what, I'm just going to buy it. It feels really decadent to buy something that I know I could probably make for myself.
But when you get something like this that's been handmade, but it looks, I mean, this, you'd pay a lot of money for this in the shops. Oh, more updates, says Producer Paul. Hey, 3 new kits. We don't have them physically, so I have to explain what they are. We've got a bear. We've got a bear.
Got a bear?
Now here's a beige spot bear. Oh, nice. Kind of bear coloured.
Yes.
So again, you're getting a metre of fabric, everything that you need, instructions, everything else, but he's going to be basically biscuity bear coloured. Half a minute of spray time in the light cream. I think it might be over on the desk. Yeah, no, it's over there. Yeah, no, let's go and have a look. Sorry, Joe, I'll just leave you to start.
Okay.
I've gone. Yeah, no, look, it's here. I'm assuming this is what's just been put out here next to the bear. So if you're after, has the grey bear nearly gone? This is the new bear. So it's not Christmassy like the grey one, but it's kind of an all-round, all-year bear. So £27.99. This spray time is brilliant fabric, great for blending as well. But anyway, so you've got your spot on, you've got your spray time, your thread, and your stuff for the nose and the eyes. Embroidery skein, that's what I'm trying to say. Full instructions, and also your stuffing. So £27.99. Now the unicorn. Oh, so instead of the pink skein, because this did come with like a pink skein for the nose, it has been substituted in with silver. Nice. You'll obviously get a full skein, but that's all we had left because someone had a good play with the silver the other day. So there we go. You will have a full skein of silver instead of the pink for £24.99. So the rest of the kit is the same. You still get the blue, you still get the pink, but it's just coming in with some silver. How lovely. So the other one's sold out. So this is the one to get. £24.99. Lovely. One more elephant. Comes with a flamingo ½ metre. Has that been swapped over? I don't know. Does this, that looks like flamingo. Yeah, I think that might be it. So still with your spray time in grey, and then with your flamingo, and it's just a different shade of pink. There you go. We try our best for you, because I know otherwise you'll be upset if you've missed out. So now we've got different options, different colourways, and it keeps it fresh. Jo, back to your stuffing.
Okay, so I've done the stuffing. I'm happy with that. And this will sort of wrinkle a bit, the mount section. So just give it a bit of a, I mean, do it carefully because you don't want the frame to pop off. Just stretch it out so it's nice and taut again. But once it's stuffed, and just close up that opening in the back.
Right.
So I'll do that very quickly. It is a little bit awkward because the hoop does get in the way a bit. Use
have we done this but as a unicorn yet?
No, but I have.
Oh, have you?
I have done a unicorn version, but yes.
So if you've got both this and the unicorn, can you adapt and do the unicorn head?
Yes, I think you probably could.
So just swap the unicorn head over.
Just
so if you had both, you could mix it up.
Yes, I think you probably could. Just make sure that this neck piece, the end of it is the same size as the unicorn face. And the easiest thing to do would be to make, if this was too small, make the neck bit a bit wider.
Okay.
Try not to change the head too much, but just change the neck piece to fit.
It just, okay, maybe that needs to be a new project ideas. Quick, make a show. Done. I love these. You could have, could you imagine? Because this is your humane trophy wall, isn't it?
It is. It's very much an animal-friendly twist
yes.
on the traditional.
Yes.
Yes.
And just, it's fun. It's great fun, and ever so sweet.
So I'm just ladder stitching as always, just taking a stitch on either side. Try and keep this as still as I can. Just to close up the back bit. I'll do it really quickly.
So we have added extra kits for you because the others sold out so quickly. We've done what we can. We can't always do it, but today we have managed to make some extra kits, just a few little tweaks. So any confusions, give us a call, 0800 112 4433. So if you're not sure, 4433, yeah. So if you're not sure which ones we've got left, just give us a call. They'll be happy to help. The red Christmas bear, the grey Christmas bear. We also have a cream version, sort of a biscuity coloured version. Bear coloured. The unicorn now has silver nose rather than a pink nose. And the elephant has a slightly different shade of pink for its ear. So they're the differences. Give us a call, get the one you want. Hooray.
Right.
We don't want anyone to miss out.
No.
So slip stitch, this is the slip stitch, no, the ladder stitch rather. I keep wanting to call it slip stitch, but that's not. It's a ladder stitch.
Yeah, I've not done it very neatly, but there we go. We get the idea with that. So once that's closed, that's the back. That's all the stuffing in the back finished. And the eyes, just draw them on. Show everyone about there. So they're just on the side face piece. And then back stitch with the black thread, back stitch the circle, then just fill it in with long
nice.
stitches. And then I'm going to cut this away. I'm going to...
Jo, you know you've been with us from the start.
Yes.
From the get-go. Do you remember when we first started, we had a new buyer gift?
Yes.
So that if you're a new buyer, you got the little sewing kit.
Yep, I have one. I have it in my handbag.
Oh, yeah.
at
No,
all
it's
times.
been updated.
Oh, has it?
Yeah. You now get, you know the little stalk scissors?
Oh.
You now get those instead. Shall I show you? Because you might, if you're
When did
new,
this
you
happen?
might not know which ones I mean. If you're a brand new buyer, I'll say they're here. I'll show you later. They're not there. But yeah, the little stalk scissors that we often use on air, you get those instead.
And with this, similar to the ears, because we want the antlers held in a certain position, we just stitch the front of them. So about, I'm going to go with 3/8 of an inch, about a centimetre or so up. Just secure the thread.
So this is doing what to the antler?
This will just hold it in an upright position, and then
so it doesn't slip around.
so about the same distance on the head. Just making
look at
stitch
that.
like that will just lift it into position. And the way that it's made, you might need to just give it a bit of a squidge to get stuffing back down to the bottom of the antler,
okay,
because it's
right.
pinned out of the way for sewing for ease. So I'll just do it a couple of times because you don't want those stitches to break, and it will just hold the antler into place.
Fabulous.
So similar idea again, and you could. I mean, I just normally put a couple of stitches in there, but if you wanted to go along and.
So if you've got one that is flopping forward instead, would you stitch it back?
It shouldn't, I mean, it might flop back. I think it just needs to be stitched into that position. And once it's on the wall as well, it's not played with particularly, so it will just hold them into place. They
Brilliant.
won't...
Brilliant. I found them. They'd slipped down the side of my trolley. Yeah, here they are. So if you are a brand new buyer today and you're spending over £10, this is the free gift that we like to, you know, greet our new buyers with something a little special. T's and C's on the web for that, but they're the embroidery scissors. There you go. Do you know why they're stalk scissors?
I don't think I do. Why?
Because
Did midwives?
yes, that's exactly it.
I knew somewhere I had to dig deep for that then.
Yeah, no, well done. That's why.
That's right. So
Every day's a school day.
it is. So just, again, before the loop closes, a few times, just to really knock that off. And then I will often make another couple of stitches around about, just because you can't be too secure, I don't think.
No, well, no, absolutely. No one wants a droopy antler.
No.
£24.99, two. This is enough to make two, isn't it?
I think that, yes.
Because you get two hoops,
Yes.
which made me think potentially two.
So there we go. We have one antler held into place while that one needs to be done. So it does make a difference.
Well, it does, and this is the bit that we always run out of time for. I'm going to go look at the new kits because
Okay.
I want everyone to be super, super sure. We'll recap everything in just 1 minute. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Now, the sausage dogs. Let's give you a stock update on the sausage dogs. Where are we with that? We've got the plum and the red for the sausage dogs. We think you can make 3 sausage dogs out of your 5 tilde fat quarters. You might just want to make 1 and then have a lot of your tilde fat quarters left over. But whatever you want to do with it, however you're making it, for £36.49, that would work out a £12 sausage dog. Fabulous. In tilde. So that was your plum and your red. Now we've got the green. Low stock again on both of these. Please check out your baskets. Look, you get that one in with this. I love that one. All of these, all very stunning. Again, low stocks, £36.49. Please check out your baskets. Now, we've got a new bear. I don't have an image for you because we've literally just put this together for you because we realised how fast everything was going out. So here are your instructions. That's your bear. And he's the two-tone bear. He's that big grown-up version of the bear in a bag. So this is your two-tone bear. And your 2 tones for this one are here. You've got your beige spray time or cream spray time, and then you've got your sand spot on there with your thread, with your embroidery. So everything's the same apart from the colours. So £27.99 for him. Fabulous. And now your whale. Whale in pink. It's super soft Shannon fabric. Absolutely adore this fabric. We don't get enough of this. It's just absolutely delightful. So again, that's your 2-tone whale there in the 2 different pinks. Full instructions, and that's what it's going to look like. And that is your whale. Hello there. Love it. New elephant. Now, the new elephant just has a change of ear colour. So just a different shade of pink for the ear. You're still getting that lovely new spray time in the grey, which is a great addition to our fabrics now. Then you're getting flamingo ears, if that makes sense, flamingo colour for the ears, and your felt for the feet, and you're also getting your embroidery threads and the eyes. And then your unicorn over here, the original is sold out, that's now gone. So the only substitution was you were getting that embroidery skein for the nose. Now you're going to get silver. We don't have a full one actually in the studio, so this just gives you an idea. You will get a full one. We're not going to skimp on yours, don't worry. So for £24.99, you'll get a full skein. Everything else stays the same. It's just the nose that's different. So stays the skein. £24.99, BBGC 11 if you're after that unicorn. Great gifts. It's time for Christmas. Get gifting. Fabulous. And I'm going to get back to Jo. What you doing, Jo?
Right. The other last thing, I'll move on to the elephant in a minute, but I didn't say about the, just in case anyone was wondering how it's finished around the sides. Once everything's done, just pop the needle there, trim away the excess to about, you want about ½ inch, about just over 1 centimetre, a generous centimetre around the side. And we're trying to cut through there, it's just the seam.
Yeah, I thought you were cutting for an antler.
No, well I did for a minute then. Because I'm trying to do it in an odd way. And then apply a layer of glue. Just general craft glue is fine, some PVA, and fold first that layer over, stick it to the hoop, and then another layer of glue and glue that layer over. And that's just simply stuck.
It's a nice way to finish it, isn't it?
So you get that nice clean finish on the front.
Fabulous.
So that would be, they're all the key points for the deer. The elephant looks a little bit odd before it has face shaping.
Oh,
face shaping, really, did you not think?
Lovely. I think you're a bit hard on the elephant.
Sorry.
I love his chunky legs.
And the toe stitching, I did toe stitching yesterday, but toe stitching makes a big difference, I think, on the, if you go over the toe section.
No, hang on, I've got one here. Oh, brutal, grabbing him by the ear. So compare and contrast toes. We did toe stitching on the birds, didn't we, yesterday? And
yes,
that just shows you there, just the difference a bit of shaping makes on the toes.
And also with the face, there's shaping between the corner of the mouth,
we can compare, there we go,
which is formed with this seam, sort of there, to bring the mouth up, just to give it a little bit more of a smile. And then there's also a little bit just to pull the eyes in as well, to give it a little bit more character. Just sort of does that. I managed to do it. Normally, I do do that, and I end up demonstrating on my own face, which is always a good look.
It's the cheapest facelift we've got going, isn't it? Just a bit of thread in here and a bit of... If only it were that easy.
So the shaping goes from the corner of the mouth.
Yeah.
I can't go in through the back. So I'm going to leave...
I like how you do this.
I'm going to leave a tail of fabric there.
And I'd like that chin hair,
isn't
it?
Oh,
that everyone has that one chin hair. It's just like, where does it come from?
I'll sort that chin. I'll remove the chin hair for the elephant in a little bit. So I'm just going to make some little stitches here just to really secure the thread. And this as well, these stitches will be hidden by the smile, the embroidered smile.
Oh, okay,
in a little bit. So I'm just going to give that a pull. That's nice and secure. And then shaping, I want it to go from this corner of the smile. Don't make the stitches too small or it will pull the fabric and can damage it.
Okay.
So from there, up to the eye, above it.
Right.
Make a stitch, not too small, again, near to where the thread came out, back down.
Would you do that before you put your eyes in?
No, I do it because you want to be able to see. I always, if they're going to be embroidered on or plastic eyes, you want it done afterwards.
Oh yeah, you don't see. See, I thought you would see that stitch, but you really don't.
You don't, it pulls right down, which means if it's too small, it can damage. It can just pull a couple of the threads right out of position and damage it, so it can't be too small.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go back up again, because I want at least 2. But these are just internal stitches that are held inside the head, and it does really, see, it's really pulled up the cheek. It creates a sort of a cheek.
Oh yes, a cheeky grin. Perfect. Jennifer says, have you got any hints on the body?
In what regard?
I don't know. Any more detail? She found the body. She said a little difficult. Any hints to help?
The difficult part about the body is this section here, because it's a few seams join. The inner leg on the bottom, the inner leg on the top, and the outer leg on the top all converge on that point. So it's in the pattern, but it's really, if you can draw on even the seams where you want them to end with a water erasable pen and sort of aim for that each time and try and get them finishing in the same point.
Then that's all going to help.
And then give it a clip, and it should turn out nicely and give a smooth finish. But it's this section here,
which is the
difficult bit.
But once you've got it, look at what you're making. Love it. Shelley says, hi Tash and Joe. Just starting the bear. It came yesterday.
Oh, the big bear.
Joe, you inspire her.
Oh, thank you.
Your patterns are so easy to follow. Thank you.
That's the best compliment there is, because they can be really intimidating patterns. I'm not a dressmaker and I still find dressmaking patterns intimidating. I'll read them and think, oh no.
Me too. Yeah, whenever anybody hands me anything like that, I'm like, ooh. But that's where I love these shows, because you can get all the tips that would be quite complicated to read.
Yes.
And you wouldn't necessarily understand which bit, because your point of reference might be different to mine. So that's why I love that we've got this as backup to full instructions and full photographic instructions with all of these kits, which is just fabulous.
In the same way that there's shaping to create that cheek, there's shaping between the eyes, and it's exactly the same principle. I should have got a slightly longer. Try and get a longer needle for this.
I'm just wondering if you could use your Sashco needles, those great long Sashco needles.
Be good.
Yeah. They've missed a trick, haven't they? Sashco and toys.
And there we go. And that will just pull the eyes in a little bit as well. Should turn that way. And it just gives it a little bit. I need to go back. You do need to go backwards and forwards to get.
So don't be afraid to do it a couple of times.
No, and the stitches, I mean, use a coordinating thread, but they're not really visible anyway. Let's give that a pull. There we go.
It is amazing how it just disappears in, especially, this is the spray tan fabric. So this is the one, if you're buying the elephant today, this is the spray tan? Spray time.
It's an elephant with a spray tan.
To be honest, if I've had a spray tan, it generally goes mottly like that. I'm rubbish at stuff like that, especially if I've tried to do it myself.
Well, as long as it's not grey.
Spray time, not spray tan. Sorry.
I'll trim away that thread now. Get rid of its chin whisker.
Joe, I'm just seeing monocles everywhere. Look, with that thread hanging down there, I'm like, he could have a monocle. Is that just me?
No,
what,
I know.
What is with my
I can
monocle
see that.
obsession? And then he could look like the grumpy old elephant out of the Jungle Book.
Yes, maybe I should have left the whisker on.
Yes.
But that's face shaping, and face shaping can transform the finished look of a toy. I had somebody sent me a picture once. I did a T-Rex, and they sent me a message saying when I finished it, I thought it was awful, and I just looked, and she said, but then I did the face shaping, and it really needed it to pull the eyes in and sort of tighten the face up, and it transformed it. It can make a huge difference.
Well, it's not finished, is it? It's not finished until it's finished, and it's only finished when the face shaping is done. Unless you like the other look.
Yes. I mean, you can like the other look. And also sometimes with eyes, I don't think I've just
Jo
realised.
doesn't. But it's okay if you do. Yeah, no, you can like the other look.
Yes, but I went to great lengths to describe this in the pun. No, it's personal preference. You might not want the toe stitching. You might like the straight front to the foot.
It's all up to you. We've got an image of the new elephant kit. Here it is. Do you know what? It's just a different pink. It's just a different pink, just slightly, just a shade different. $19.99 for your grey and pink elephant kit. Now we've also got a beige bear.
A beige bear, yeah.
A beige bear, kind of biscuity coloured bear, and he's in. I'm spray tan. I'm now really worried about calling it spray tan. Spray tan. Well, this is in beige. I'm sure that could be a spray tan.
It could.
Like a really bad one because it's so you haven't got much of a colour, have you? Because it's beige. Now, because of the stocks are running low, we've managed to make you new kits. Hooray! $27.99. You see, responding to demand. I like that.
That's good.
Yeah, and then a brand new unicorn as well. This time, instead of the pink nose, you get a silver one, which I think is super lovely because then you've got that little bit of magical sparkle going on.
I love a bit.
I'm enjoying that.
I love a bit of sparkle.
Really popular. Please check out your basket. This one's going to go as well. So $24.99. We're trying. What can I say? We're trying. We sold out of the first one, so we're trying to give you more as quickly as we possibly can. We're trying to respond to demand as quickly as we can. I think they're doing a cracking job behind the scenes. Hooray.
Hooray. Right, this bear. I've not really spoken about stuffing. I'll get some more. I'll do the head for this one. I really liked, you don't have to stuff it very firmly, but it's really good to, especially if you've got something like this with a rounded end, really push the stuffing out to the seams. It's almost like pressing your seams. You just want to get them nice and pushed out, and you can be quite vigorous, quite rough with it, and it'll be fine. But just to make sure you really get the shape. So I'll give those a good push out, stuff the head. And the bear has a little embroidered, often I will put a little patch in so it's a piece for the nose, but this one has a little embroidered nose, so I'll do that. And it follows the seams.
Now we have two bears for you today. We've had the grey one, which will be very similar actually in colour to this because it's from the same grey Scandi range. We now have the beige version. So this is the beige version. This is the new one that we've just bought for you. The grey has almost sold out. So if you've got the grey in your basket, check that out now, please, so that you don't miss out. $27.99. This is the grown-up version of the bear in a bag.
It is.
He just has no bag. You can make him a bag. Oh, you can make him a quilt like we made first thing this morning.
Oh, a quilt.
Yeah. Yes. Bear with a quilt.
All toys deserve a quilt.
They do. Lots of suggestions for you. It's not that we want to keep you busy or anything. It's just that Margaret would like you to, would make what? A koala.
I've not made a koala, actually. I don't think I've ever made a koala in all the years I've been doing it. And I really love a koala's nose.
Yeah. Yes. Pauline says a panda. Pauline's panda would have to
I do need to make a panda.
Yes. Trisha Ann has suggested a badger. Badger. Thanks for your messages.
There we go. So I've stuffed the head. Just going to give it a
We're
good
going to keep you busy, you know.
squidge. There we go.
Producer Paul's only just picked up on the fact that you said massive T-Rex, and and he's like, why haven't we done that yet? What? Hang on.
We haven't done the T-Rex yet. Right.
Yet.
I'll take that needle. I'll just snip from there. I will redo his shaping later properly.
That's all right. There you go. He's quite happy sitting there. He also needs his back doing. Yeah.
He does, but I always leave that till last. So, and this bear, it's the legs are slightly different from the smaller pattern, but they're stuffed at the end. So there's openings in the back of each of these legs.
Right.
So you stuff them and you close them as an individual section.
Oh, he's fabulous. Producer Paul would just make a tiny backpack for the elephant.
Oh, it would look good.
It'd look great with a backpack.
I rarely get time to concentrate on accessories, but...
Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should do a whole show just on animal accessories.
In fact, I had... Somebody came up to me when I was at Festival of Quilts, and she was brilliant. She made so much, but she adapted them into various toys, into pencil cases.
Oh, wow.
And made all sorts of clothes and backpacks and things for them.
Oh,
and they were
fabulous.
brilliant.
Do you know, this is such a classic teddy bear shape, isn't it? You know, when you think of a teddy bear, this is what I think about. It's this shape.
It does. There we go. Got the...
My granny has a teddy bear this sort of shape, but his arms and legs move. He's bigger. And when you tip him upside down, he growls.
Oh, brilliant.
Love that.
I might see if I can, yeah. Maybe we could get some of those to fit inside.
Growling bear.
Right, if there was a room, if I had a longer needle, I'd put a knot in the end of that and I'd go in through here. I wouldn't even stuff the body at this point because it's easier to get your hand inside and just
Well, it looks like a puppet. That's what else we need to do. We need to do hand puppets.
But koala, badger, panda are on the
puppets.
list.
Claire says, sloths are really trendy right now. It's the time of the sloth.
Do you know, they're really trendy.
Clearly.
And really difficult.
It's those claws, isn't it? They've got those 3 claws that are...
Their face is almost human.
They are strange. Pretty, please. Can you do a dragon?
Yes. I will leave that there. But yes, definitely. There might be a dragon at some point soon. Yes.
Hey, it's like you've read our minds. They didn't give a name.
Right, well...
It's probably your son. Please, can I have a dragon? Come on, Mum, you keep making them for everyone else.
Right, as before, I've just done a couple of stitches, because these will be hidden behind the embroidered nose. I'll get rid of that now, so it's...
Whiskers gone.
And you can draw it on. The nose is just going to... I'm going to go along this section here. Sort of shape it round there. So it just fits on the bottom of this piece. And I'm just going to, because it's easier to get my needle in.
Oh, are you running along the seam?
Yes, should I get the...
Yeah, grab them out.
I've put it in the wrong place. It sort of follows... Hang on, I've drawn this in the wrong place. I knew that was wrong as I was doing it. Go from just above, just so you're not going through the seam, because it's quite chunky there. So just go from above and down. And I often, doing this, I like to put in the central stitch. So just above, just because it's easy to get the needle through.
Right.
The there is quite tough. So I'm just going
just behind that seam to make life easy.
So I'll put a couple in the middle. And then from the sides. And I'll come out on the seam there because that's a bit easier. I don't have all them converging. Let's see, does that even up? So just make those stitches and then fill them in, just long straight stitches. Try not to pull too hard. You want them flush to the fabric, but don't pull on them too much, otherwise it will sort of wrinkle the nose and all around it. And what can help is if you put something like this in behind, it looks a bit brutal, but sort of fix that into the nose. Yeah. Just to hold it nice and taut. That makes it a bit easier.
Carol says, morning ladies, loving the show. Please make a Panda Joe. I haven't made one since my CSE needlework. A long time ago. Well, if it was a CSE, that dates it, doesn't it? Brilliant.
I don't think we could do...
I don't think they even do GCSE needlework now, do they? So, brilliant. Panda seems to be the way forward.
It's textiles now, but that tends to focus more on the art sort of aspect, doesn't it, rather than the...
So just loosely, it's a sort of a satin stitch, isn't it?
It is. And just go around, just make the nose in that way, but don't pull too firmly.
Else it's going to look like he's got a funny smell under his nose.
It will.
Linda says, what type of eyes are you using in the toys? I'm buying one of the kits, and if I want to make another, I need to get the right sort of eyes. Linda, it depends which kit. Some of them are made with skeins. The elephant, if you're getting the elephant, you get 3 sets of eyes in there anyway, so you've got spare eyes. You don't just get 1 set of eyes, you get 6 of these, so that's 3 sets of eyes. So you've already got those in there. You've got spare. And the whale the same. There you go. We are out of time, Joe. Where's that time gone?
There we go. We've got half a nose on there. You get the well, the other half.
We have the right nostril of the bear. Fabulous.
And I've drawn on. I don't know whether it shows. I've drawn on his little smile. So I just follow. You may well need more thread.
You might
to do a few, but there. Yes, just backstitch a little smile on and do the eyes as before.
And it's all about the bear with Paddington 2 coming out at the moment, isn't it? It's all about the bear.
Which is brilliant.
Did you go and see it?
I went to see it.
Oh, awesome.
It's
I'm thinking
hilarious.
of lending out my Freddie because Jay wanted to go and see it. He's like, but I'm too old. I said, I'll lend you Freddie. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're out of time. I'm going to go look at the fabrics, but brilliant. Thank you so much. Come back with pandas, bears, koalas, and a sloth.
Badger, yeah.
And a puppet.
And a puppet, yeah.
Now the unicorn is fast selling out. The second one that we've brought to wear, the first one's gone. The second one that we brought to wear, same colours exactly, apart from the nose, which is now gone glittery. I mean, why not? If you can, have a glittery nose in life. That's what I say. Here it is. So you've got now a glittery silver skein. You'll get a full skein. That's all we had left in the building because we are frantically making these for you. But the warehouse has those, so they are ready to go. $24.99, BBGC 11 for your Joe Carter unicorn kit with a silvery nose. Happy days. What should we look at next? Decisions. The whale. Well, hello there. Yes, this is your whale, full instructions. This is the only one out of all of the kits that comes in this gorgeous Shannon fabric, which is super soft. If you've got little ones, if you're making for little ones, they will absolutely not be able to put this down. It's just beautiful. And you get your thread and your embroidery skein. It's all in there for $19.99. I think this one is coming with the embroidered eye, which is fabulous there. So, right, the elephant. Over here for the elephant, this is now with a flamingo pink coloured ear, rather than the other shade of pink that we had. But this is what I was talking about, Linda. These are the eyes. So you get 6 sets of eyes. Look at, just peeping over with your eyes there. So you do get enough for 3 animals there with those eyes. Otherwise, they're embroidered. If they don't come with eyes, it's because they're embroidered with the skein. Right. So that's that, $19.99. Victoria Peat is coming up after the break with a brand new bag book. It's called The Bag Boutique. She's been chatting to the author, so lots of information that we can give you all about that. And more importantly, an absolutely stunning make. So you're not going to want to go anywhere. Stay with us and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
Hi, I'm Victoria Peat and here are my top 3 tools. My first top tool is a and a quarter ruler. It's really nifty. It's got this nice little lip here that you use in foundation paper piecing. You butt it up against your paper and it helps you cut a really accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance every time. My next top tool is a thimble pad. I don't know about you, but I find thimbles really difficult to use. These thimble pads are great. They're made of leather, so they're nice and tough and they're adhesive on one side. Just stick them to your finger and your finger's protected. I use them when I'm doing English paper piecing. Last top tool is this mini iron. It's absolutely brilliant for sewing when you don't want to get out a big heavy iron. It's great for foundation paper piecing and it's great for when you're going to quilt club. It's got steam function and it gets super hot. It's perfect.
The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com.
Join us on Saturday the 18th of November when the one and only Mandy Shaw will be back with us. Mandy returns with some of her wonderful red and white makes, including the stunning My Sewing Box, available in a brand new linen floral design. We'll also meet a few new colourful characters like Campbell the reindeer, who will be trotting along to the studio on Saturday, and Mandy's newest spoolie doll Gretel. The talented Lucy Brennan will also be joining in on the fun, giving us another Creative Grids masterclass using all her expertise to ensure we get plenty of tips and tricks along the way. So tune in on Saturday the 18th of November for a fabulous morning with John Scott, Mandy Shaw and Lucy Brennan from 8 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78.
Hello, welcome back. Now, this hour we've got a brand new book, which is The Bag Boutique. Now, I might not get the name right here. This is by Debbie von Grabler-Crozier. I'm going to go with that, yes. An Australian lady, married to a German, hence the name. $14.99 gives you this. Victoria Peat had a good old chinwag with her. 2 Aussies, I'm sure that they chatted for hours. But we'll get the lowdown on the designer in just one moment. But this is the Bag Boutique, this is brand new. And there she is, there's the lady herself, whoop, there. Actually, we've got some of her samples out of the bags. We've got loads of these actual ones in the studio, which is fabulous. I don't know how we managed to get our hands on those, but hey, brilliant. So she talks about materials, different techniques, all really rather lovely. And then we get to different ideas, different embroidery, applique, all those kinds of things. And then as we start to go through it, you get all the accessories, which is lovely. So those little finishing details and touches, and then you get to the bags. So there's quite a lot. I mean, look at all of that on different techniques and finishings. And then you get the bags themselves, which is really beautiful. There's a bag in here for everyone. The Shirley bag. I've got that just under here. Brand new today. And you see, look at these, all those finishings just make them look so professional. So brand new today, lots and lots of bags. We will go through this time and again so that you can really get a good look on it. That's the one that we're making today, the Margaret bag. So you can either have it with these handles up, or you can just fold them over and have it over your shoulder like that. That's the one that Victoria's made today. And we've got various different options of fabric for you to make this bag. So let's have a look at the first option here, which is, yeah, this is the finished bag. Wait till you see this. Look at that. And it is big. I mean, big. So if you want the big, right? Big. So this is the beauty of it. You can either have it like that and stuff half the world in there, or if you don't need everything, just fold it over and have it like that. How beautiful is that? So you're getting, in this, you're getting your Tilda fat eighths. Look at all of these. You get the whole bundle here. So you're getting 20 fat eighths. This is a 20-piece bundle here, which is just stunning. I mean, what a way to get all of your Tilda. Absolutely gorgeous. Have we bought the fat eighth bundle to wear before? I don't know that we have. I don't know if we've bought this fat eighth bundle to wear before. I don't know. I think this might be the first time. Certainly it's the first time I've had it on air. I love the fat eighth bundle. There it is. All of those. It has been on, but 20 different fat eighths in there, which is just stunning. $64.49. You're getting a metre of your linear in your duck egg and half a metre in your linen effect in duck egg or duck egg. just stunning. So we've picked out the duck egg. I mean, look, if I just put the tilde next to it, oh, there we go. You can just see there how that we've picked out that blue that's in so many of the designs in the new Tilda Cottage range and just pulled that through. So the finished effect here is stunning. Isn't that absolutely glorious? Loving it. ONGC00. Fabulous. Now, we also have K facet. So if you, and that's what we're going to demo with today. So this is your K facet option, and you are getting 1, 2, 3, 4 fat quarters in with this. Beautiful colours there. There we go. No, 5 fat quarters. What am I talking about? Can't count. Sorry. 5 fat quarters in there. Rather wonderful. For $32.99 plus a metre of your cornflower blue and ½ metre of your linen look navy with a bit of fluff on it. Fluff gets everywhere. Everything's got a bit of fluff on it. It's like dog hair in my house. Now, we've also got 2 premieres for you, 2 brand new bundles. And these are brand new because we've never bought these fat quarters to wear for you, which is really rather fab. Now, this is called the Boston Commons. Let me show you these fat quarters. It's named after the most popular park in Boston, the oldest park actually in Boston, and it's been inspired by really old American quilts, and they've taken those kind of vintage yesteryear colours and created these collections. So these are the fat quarters. So this is the fat quarter pack, and it is brand new today. We've never brought this to wear, and this is your chance to get it, which is absolutely stunning. So you've got all of these inspired by your older quilts. So you're getting 9 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're your colourways. And then you're also getting, oh, look at these, a metre of your red and hang on, let me pull that forward. This is, oh, look, so we're echoing that there. So that's your metre and ½ metre there of your green. Lovely. Very nice. That's the new one. So we've never bought those fat quarters to wear at all. So if you've heard of Boston Common, that's what it's based on. Now with this one, brand new again, sticking with the Boston Common fabric. What you're getting here is your textured there. That's your linen look there, and then a version of that but plain. But look why we've done that, because these are the colours that are coming with this one. Now, you're getting a metre of port, ½ metre of burgundy, and then look how these colours just go. So you can really see that antique vintage feel coming out with these colourways, can't you? Really stunning. And these are brand new today, these fat quarters. And the colours looking lovely. There we go. They're your new ones. Oh, loving that. So $48.99 for that. Now, I'm going to go across looking like the bag lady. Yeah! I feel like I'm going away on holiday right now.
With very light luggage. It's like when you see on television, yes, someone lift up a really heavy bag, but actually you know there's nothing in it.
Put some rocks in it. For goodness sakes, put some rocks in it. Now, this is the one that you've made.
Yes.
So let me pop that one down the front there. And we're going to make that one this hour. But the reason that I look like a bag lady, but like a really fancy one, is because all of these bags, this, are in the book. How on earth did we get our hands on these? I have no idea. But if you fancy making these, they're good sized bags.
Yeah, I like a big bag.
I love a. Oh, look at this one.
Go.
All in the book.
Oh, then this is the one from the book.
Oh, that's the actual one for the book, just in different colourways. The actual ... real one. Oh, this is in a Liberty. This has got a spot of Liberty on it. Nice. Oh, look at that with the pocket on the front. This is rather...
Here you go. That's a little sweet one.
Turn around, they've got it. Someone's swiped them. Look at this.
Oh.
It's a lot of bags. All in the new book. This is the doesn't. Oh. This is the Bag Boutique, and all of these bags are in this book.
It's got a really great range of projects because you've got something to suit everyone's needs. So you've got the nice small bags for just little day trips, or as Debbie suggested when I spoke to her, some of them are useful for children, more junior projects as gifts to give them. Or you've got the big bags that just are great for overnight stays, weekends, or just like me when you travel around with half your world in your bag.
Yeah. They're really beautiful. So all of these, and it's because you've got at the beginning of the book, which is different to other books, you've got that bit where you've got all of the little differences.
The skills, and she's designed the book so that you learn the skills that you can then apply in all of the bag patterns. You're not learning from scratch every time you try one of her patterns. They're techniques that you learn as you go along and apply.
So you're building up your skill set. I'm just taking them off one by one so we get another look at them. Look at them, that's nice. Beautiful. That's a lovely size, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great, lovely for gifting as well. And then they go up in size. So the next, look at this one. That's fab. And I love the fact that she gives you the options. So you can either have that over your shoulder or in your hand, and it still looks great.
Because sometimes you need to be hands-free.
You do, most of the time.
Shopping, children, whatever.
Look at this, brilliant. Do you know what? The book only came out at the very end of October.
Yeah, end of October, so it's brand new.
That is fabulous, and we've got it already here. And we've got them, I don't know how we managed to pull that one off, but we've got all of the makes as well. So now, Victoria, tell me, this is the one that's inspired today's make. Tell me, what's she like?
Oh, she's lovely. She's really nice. I gave her a call yesterday and just thought I'd have a bit of a chat, and we didn't talk very much about bags and just talked a lot about childhood and Australia and integrating into England and whatever. We gassed absolutely for far too long. But it was great. It was really nice to talk to her about the book, because I think sometimes authors are a little bit anonymous. They write a book and send it out there. So I thought, you know what, I'll just give her a call. And it was so lovely to talk to her and just understand where she's coming from and what she enjoys about bag making and what she finds important bag making and what people worry about that you don't need to worry about.
Producer Paul says you've got to check out. I think now we've seen all those bags, you've got to check out your baskets. Full patterns in the back, by the way.
Yeah.
And that's the joy of it. And you've seen some of these bags are big bags.
They are big bags.
Big, beautiful bags. Yeah. So your patterns are in the back. Let's just very quickly. I like that because it's just that tidy little pouch
nice, neat and tidy. And what you said was really good as well. The way that at the front of the book, you've got all the techniques that you apply to lots of the different designs, so that you're not constantly going, oh, which bag was that featured in? How did I do that? They're all at the front. Everything you need to know is at the front.
Producer Paul is doing maths. 75p a pattern.
Hey, that's not bad.
I know. When you think how much you would pay, like $7.95 for a pattern.
Well, and more.
Yes.
From independent designers, you often pay an awful lot more.
So it's almost like we just accidentally moved the decimal point. And half the stock
hold on,
has
get him to
already
check
gone.
his maths.
No.
I'm being unkind.
He's quite good with his maths. He's like, what? Quite? What are you talking about?
Quite?
Yeah. He's rounded. He's even rounded it up to 75. So it's actually slightly less. Than that.
There you go.
It's 74.9 if we're going to be pedantic. But he's rounded up. I'm glad he knows how to round.
Well, you
properly.
can't take any pages out of the book.
No.
So it's not. Yeah.
No. Lovely straps showing you how to do that. Beautiful fabrics. Oh look, you see that, we've just seen that bag, haven't we, with that felt applique on there. So it's lovely to have the real ones, and actually really lovely for us to see how beautifully made these are in real life. We had that on the front of one just a moment ago. Maybe we didn't. Maybe I dreamt that.
No, it is on the small round one.
On the small round, yes. Yes.
Here we go.
There, look. Producer Paul says, I can't explain how many of you have got it in the basket.
Oh, really?
Please.
Good choice.
Whoa. Right, okay, no. Let me explain. Angela, Karen, Heather, Alice, Margaret.
Oh, my word, look at that list.
Susie, Julie, Connie, Jasmine, Shirley, Laureline, Lorraine, Barbara, Shirley, Julie, Mandy, Joy, Catherine, Jean, Ellen, Helen, Ruth, Jane, Jane with a Y, Pauline, Yvonne, Hilary, Teresa,
Wow.
have all checked out, has Elizabeth, Lynn, Joy, another Joy and another Barbara, Anna, Teresa, Anna, Anne, Margaret, wow, well done, you've got it.
Oh, I feel
Jill,
quite emotional.
Samantha, another Joy, Kathleen, Jean, Carol Ann and Anne, you need to check out. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
We haven't even made anything yet.
No, I haven't even touched any fabric yet.
Done.
Oh well. It's a good book.
Brilliant.
It's a good book. You can't deny
Is Debbie
it.
going to be watching?
I hope so. She did say she was going to try.
Hello, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Lovely
Hi,
to
Debbie's
have you
mum as
watching.
well.
Oh, hello, Debbie's mum, yes.
And the spaniels
Oh, they've got spaniels.
too.
Oh, can't go wrong.
One of them's 14, older than my dog.
Yeah, my spaniel's 12.
Oh,
he's gone a bit deaf.
Yes, I
Still
have
looks like a
deaf
puppy.
dog.
Yeah, which I was very grateful for. Right.
I just thought I'd say something about the fabrics and whatever for these bags, because Debbie's a quilter by heart, and you can tell that with the bags and the designs that she's done.
And the fact that we've had that fabric on the show.
Oh, have you?
We
I've
had-
missed that
yes,
one.
No, we had that. So I love that when we see fabrics in the books that we've had on the shows, because it means that everything's meshing and we're all thinking along the
linked
same
together.
lines. That makes me happy.
And the nice thing about these bags is you don't need vast quantities of fabrics.
Brilliant.
And your quilting fabrics are perfect for bag making.
Brilliant.
Because they've got a good amount of structure to them already. But Debbie made a really good point. One of the most important things in bag making is not to scrimp on your interfacing. Don't just go, oh, it says to use that, but I won't use that. I'll just use standard iron-on interfacing.
Oh, really?
Use it. For example, on one of the big bucket bag at the bottom,
This
there,
one.
if you just ignored the instructions and just went for standard interfacing, this bag wouldn't have the structure that it's got.
Right.
And don't sort of go down the route of, as Debbie says, some people say to her, oh, I've spent all the money on the fabrics, but I'm not spending money on the interfacing. Don't do that, because you'll end up with a saggy mess. So listen to her, listen to her suggestions.
She knows.
She is a wise woman. She knows what she's doing.
Yes, fabulous. The book is going to sell out, so please check out your baskets. Now, what are we? If we're talking about structure, what are we using with this one? Is it the Thermolam?
Yes, this one here, the sew-in fleece.
Now this is Thermolam. If you double up, do you have any left?
A little bit. I made the sample and I had bits left over, and then I cut into a second piece for this sample. So for this one, well, here you can see the size that I used.
So you have that much left over?
That and that. So you've
It's
got a
only
strip down this
because
side.
I was just going to say, if you do have any left over, the Thermolam, if you double it up, is great for making pot holders and oven gloves and things like that. Hence the name, the Therma, in there.
Yes, it's got a really nice structure to this one.
Yeah, no, it feels really lovely.
And it was lovely to quilt, because this bag has got quilting on top. It's got the patchwork, and you piece that with some solid fabric or prints or whatever you want, but then you actually quilt it through the Thermolam, and it's really nice to go through the machine.
Good.
It's good. Works really nicely.
So yeah, with what you've got left over, get making your oven gloves and things ready for Christmas.
Or one of the smaller bags in the book.
Or one of the smaller bags, because you have another 19 to choose from.
There you go.
Yes,
Job
excellent.
done. So we are making Margaret. Would you like me to say Margaret in an Australian accent?
Yeah.
Margaret. I feel like you. Margaret.
Is that how
Come on,
says it?
Margaret. No, she doesn't. She has a very soft lilt to her voice. It's fine. We also spoke about accents, about how some Australian accents can be really, really strong. But she's doing okay, and apparently I'm all right. Although I swear I don't sound like I come from Australia, but... Yeah.
Don't swear on air.
There you go. Oh, no. Don't worry.
Oh, not that sort of swearing.
Not that sort of swearing.
Oh, okay. Phew. Panic over.
Panic over.
We can carry on and
We're all
not
right.
get taken off air early.
No.
Good.
Okay, so the Margaret bag,
Yes.
said in my nicest voice, Margaret, is a combination of some pieced sections and some plain sections.
Now this is the CAFE option.
This is the CAFE option.
Nice.
I've left out here the remnants of the tilde that I've used. So these ones that aren't folded so nicely are all the ones that I folded, and these ones still came out of the stack. So I used all of these to do the triangles on the front, because for the front and the back you do the same. You need 14 triangles.
Right.
So you could just use a couple of prints, but I
Yes.
decided to showcase as many as I could in the
So
front
you
panels.
get a lot left over if you're going
Oh,
for
absolutely
the Tilda,
tons.
because it's the fat eighths and you're getting 20 fat eighths in there. So there are, even if you used a different one for each,
Yes.
you've, what, how many did we say, 14?
Yes.
So you've still got 6 left over that you've not even touched.
Yeah, so from each fat eighth, because the Tilda ones are fat eighths, aren't
Yes.
they? I've cut 2 triangles out of each fat eighth, and that's how much I've got left.
Nice.
And I've cut from all of those, but not cut from these.
Fabulous.
So there's absolutely plenty left.
Excellent. With the cave, you are getting 5 fat quarters. So that's the equivalent.
So I've doubled up on some of those. So what you do is comes with a template
Yes.
for cutting your triangles, and I've cut out from a couple from each print,
Okay.
if you like.
Yes.
So I've pieced this one together, and I'll just quickly show you some of the piecing on this one.
Gosh, that sold out quickly, that book, didn't it? It's about to sell out.
Is it really?
Yeah, it will sell out this hour. So please make sure you've checked out your baskets and make sure you've got that.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, fabulous. So, sewing together the triangles. If you're new to bag making and you've not done quilting before, it might seem a little bit daunting, but it's not so bad really. It looks really amazing what you can achieve.
It does, doesn't it?
But it's quite simple piecing that
Okay.
Debbie's introducing you to, that you can use in other ways going forward. So I've copied out the triangle, and I'm just going to place them right sides together. I'm going to do it in pairs.
Now, when I think triangle, a little warning goes off in my head that this might be cut on the bias.
Yes, you have to be careful when you are working with your fabrics, because yes, these have got bias edges. You'll have one edge that's not,
Yeah.
and then you'll have 2 edges that are cut on the bias. So just be really careful when it comes to pressing them afterwards, that you don't accidentally stretch
And
them.
that you don't contort them, distort them as you send them through the machine as well.
Yes. Yeah,
We get new viewers all the time, and so, you know, I remember when someone first talked to me about the bias, and I was like, what are you talking about?
What are
bias?
you talking about?
When your fabric has obviously waft and warp threads, the warp goes warp and the waft goes left. The warp, yes, and so that's how it's structured, like that. When you cut at a 45-degree angle, that can then give you that stretch, and we call that cutting it on the bias. And that those fibres then have that stretch to move because you've cut them at that
And
angle.
that can be really, really useful in certain circumstances,
Well, hence
particularly in
your bias
dressmaking
binding
and bias
to
binding.
go get that stretch around corners.
But when you're quilting, not always so great.
Are you going to need the iron out?
Yes, I
You
will
are,
have
aren't you?
a little. Oh, look, it's already out. We're all right.
I will just
We're on it.
rearrange.
And I think all of the bags in Debbie's book are sewn together with a 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Okay, the book is sold out. Well done if you managed
what?
to get the book. I know. 21 minutes past the hour and you've already bought all of our stock of the book.
That's
well done.
fabulous.
I knew it was going to be popular. Didn't know it was
Yes.
going to be that popular. So Debbie, if you're watching,
Yay! You know what? She doesn't look at her sales. Her
Doesn't
book sales. She
she?
just waits for the royalty checks to come in twice a year, but doesn't look otherwise,
Doesn't
because she's
dare.
always so nervous that people aren't going to like what she's created.
oh, bless
But she
her.
makes such lovely projects.
How
Really,
could she
really
fail
nice.
to be popular.
I know.
Gorgeous.
I know.
Now, the Thermolam, you're going crazy for as well, please. And this is a really good point, isn't it? Time and time again, we say, you know, make sure that you get the right tools for the job. And I'm going to call the Thermolam a tool for the job.
Yes, it is.
You know,
yeah.
it's as important as having sharp scissors, a new blade on your rotary cutter, and a sharp needle to sew with. If you don't have that, you're not going to get a great result.
No.
You know, you're just not. So, as Debbie says, and this is her one point, if you're going to do anything, take any tips from the book, let it be that you don't skimp on your interfacing with
Follow
the
the
bag.
suggestions. Yeah, it'll make a difference.
It's fair enough.
You don't want a saggy bag.
No, you do not. No. In life, it is not one of those things that we're searching for.
No, it's not.
No.
Just give those a press.
Well, these are looking rather nice just as they are.
They are nice, aren't
Yeah.
they? Really lovely colours.
Blue always incredibly popular. And then you go and
Nice and bright. But you know what? I really love the tildes as well.
Do you know what? Let me just compare and contrast. This is the beauty, isn't it, of having the different. I mean, look. What a different look. Different designers, different look. So this is your caif, this is your tilde. Now, if you're getting the tilde, I know it says 64.49, but that's because you're getting 20 fat eights. I look at that as an investment into your stash.
Yes, it is.
Because you're not going to use. I mean, hang on, I put them down here.
Oh, there they are.
Look at how much you get. If I get, there we go. This is how much you get left over. So you have invested into your tilde
It's
stash.
like I've not cut into them.
It is, because you just take a little bit. These are the ones that have had a bit cut out of. Love a bit of tilde.
They're lovely prints.
So this is the latest range as well. This is the cottage.
Yes, I'd not seen this one before.
Did you fall in love with it immediately?
I did. I really like the colours.
It happens. That plum in there. Unusual for tilde, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a rich, really rich colour. So let me just show you how I'm piecing these pairs of triangles. Yes. So I've pieced this one, I've attached this one with some pins. So you take your triangles, and as you can see on here, this looks a little bit odd because you've got some of the wrong side showing, and you may not be quite sure where to marry these up to each other.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But if you just place this uncut edge with the very corner of the triangle on the top, and put them right sides together, you'll then just sew 1/4 of an inch from this outside edge here, starting here, because this little point, this funny little angle here, is effectively where you start with your needle.
It's like an arrow saying, please stitch from here.
In this way. Okay. And then
oh, so you pin it all so you can then just go for it?
Yes, I will do on this, because you wouldn't normally do it this way if you were doing a bigger quilted project, but actually it's quicker to do all of them. Just make sure that when you're sewing, you're not accidentally sewing through one of the pieces on the underside.
Right, okay.
That would be really annoying.
So if you're after the caif facet, and that will give you a panel that's going to look anything like this. I say anything like this because, of course, you can mix and match them up and move them around however much you like.
Yeah, you could just choose 2 of the prints.
Oh, and alternate. And
just alternate them.
Alternative. Where did my words go today? $32.99, NNGC 85. Awesome. Love it. So is she still in Australia, or is she here?
No, Norfolk.
Here. Oh, Norfolk.
Norfolk.
Oh, she's chosen a beautiful part of the world.
Yeah, really, really nice. And she's a self-confessed geek, bit of a nerd. She carefully researched which area of England to come and live in.
Really?
Yes, based on
that's sensible.
Health rates, rainfall rates, just all sorts of different bits and pieces about the areas and where was a good place to live. So that's where she settled on Norfolk.
She's gone to Norfolk?
Yeah, although she's recently been up to York and has slightly fallen in love with York. I don't blame her.
I've never been to York.
Have you not?
No, it's on my list. Oh, gosh.
Lovely.
Clearly not something you approve of. Get myself up to York.
York is really nice. My in-laws live in Harrogate, so we're not too far from Harrogate to York. Oh, it's so lovely.
Good tea rooms, I hear, in Harrogate.
Very good, but don't go on a weekend because the queues are horrific.
Okay.
Or there's a local RHS round the corner. They have a Betty's as well.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, less queues there.
Well, until now, when you just told everyone. Yeah. Keep that secret.
Oh, Harrogate's in a couple of weekends' time, isn't it? Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show.
Yes, it is. They'll all be there.
Oh, in a couple of weekends. I think that's weekend after next.
Oh, it's all
soon.
Yeah, it's all zooming along, isn't it? Christmas in 5 weeks. Just saying. It's all right, you've got 2 presents.
How about you? Presents?
Getting there?
Getting there?
Yep.
Getting there?
Oh, yeah. Feeling so slightly smug. A little bit, like not too much. I'll be panicking like the week before Christmas going,
I'll be shoving you off set if you get too smug. Go away with your Christmas shopping.
Well, no, because I get to this stage and I think that I've nearly done it. And then
and then you realise you've left something out.
And then I realise the week before Christmas, actually, no, I didn't. And yeah, there's a lot more to do.
Oh, dear. Always the way. So that's how you piece your triangles. And then you place you would press this, and then you place these right sides together, sew along with 1/4 inch, and then you trimmed that down in size. I think it was 11 inches by 18.5 inches. So you're basically just cutting those two triangles off.
edges.
And then that gives you, like with this, it gives you this rectangle here. And then you place it right sides together with a smaller strip for the bottom and a larger strip for the top.
Hurrah!
And then you can quilt. Now, Debbie's suggested doing wavy quilting.
Why
which
not?
I've done.
Why
Well,
not?
it takes the stress out of quilting. Because
Yes.
it doesn't matter how wavy you go. You can do a really little wave or you can do big waves, but just go up and down. And make sure you do go up, then down, up, then down. Don't do all of them in the same direction.
I'm liking... I'm liking
laissez-faire
this
kind of
that-
way.
We're getting a wave, a jazz hand-based wave from Victoria, and a little wiggle.
Yep. So go wavy. But sorry, go on.
No, go on, you finish.
I was going to say, if you're more confident, you could do something more linear.
Okay.
But I think the wavy's nice.
I'm all about the wave because it's more organic. So we're going to give, talking of waves, we're going to give Debbie a big wave. And I'm going to go look at fabrics.
Oh, nice with the bag, Careful of the goods.
8 million bags down there. Right, so let's have a look at Kaif over here. Hi, Kaif. Now, you're getting 5 fat quarters. That's the equivalent to 10 fat eighths, if you wanted to compare it and contrast it with the tilde. Here we go. But I think we've seen how beautiful this works together. This is out of his blue collection here. And so, correctly, it felt we needed to put it with blues. And this is what you're getting. So for $32.99, 5 Kaif fat quarters, what a joy. 1 metre of this lighter blue and 1/2 metre of the linen look indigo there. Absolutely stunning collection. The colours go, what's it called? Oh, navy blue, sorry. Navy indigo, very close. So $32.99, NNGC 85. Red and teal. These, look, you know how some colour combinations just really pop? Look at that. And I wasn't sure until I saw this is our new, brand new collection called Boston Common. That is where that inspiration came from. And then all of a sudden I was like, yes, yes. Yes, I like that. So the other fat quarters coming with it are here. Beautiful. Now you get 9 fat quarters with here. This is the only way that you can buy it. This is the first time that we've bought this to wear. Oh, hang on. Getting these all over the place. You're going to have so much left over. As we've already, if you think, okay, you've got 9 fat quarters there. That's the equivalent to 18 fat eighths. And you had 20 fat eighths in the tilde. And look how much you had left over there. Loads. Loads. $48.99. This should be branded as a stash booster. Bag and stash booster. 1 metre of your port. 1 metre of your port and 1/2 metre of your linen look burgundy. Lovely. And then, I love this one. So the Boston Common, named after the oldest park, basically, in Boston. And these were all inspired by an incredibly old quilt made in that area. And so they've used the vintage style prints, the colours, those vintage colourways. And this is what has been inspired. And it works an absolute treat. And then the last option, this is the big stash booster, isn't it? Because you're getting 20 fat eighths. So that's the equivalent to 10 fat quarters of tilde. But it basically means you get pretty much, well, you get a good selection of the entire range of the new cottage collection in there. $64.99, and you get 1 metre of your duck egg linear and 1/2 metre of your linen look duck egg. Stunning, stunning. Oh, the linear effect is called cameo. Should be called duck egg because it is. It's more ducky. Yeah. So then you would have obviously fabric to go and make some of the other 19 bags.
Yeah, or you can use them as accent colours on other bags.
So for example, if you wanted to make this bag, you could use some of your other ones, couldn't you?
Straps or for the inside of pockets. So let's see what's inside this one.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. There's detail in this book. Yeah. Well done if you managed to get the book. We'll obviously have to try and get it back.
More.
Now, we've talked about zips, D-rings, all those sorts of things we've got on the show. So let's very quickly run through those.
Yes.
So that you can grab those. Right. If you want to do press fasteners,
Yes.
then we've got these for you. You will need a hammer. This is the starter kit. If you've never bought these before, then you will require a hammer. So raid the old shed.
This is
get a bit of
my
that.
press stud hammer.
Good Lord.
It's a good one, isn't it?
It's a mallet.
It is a mallet.
Not a hammer, it's a
I know, but I
mallet.
obviously didn't have one. Look, you can even see where I've bashed the tops of things because it's all indented. I obviously couldn't find something suitable, so that's it. This
Good
is my
Lord.
sewing hammer.
Wow. Bet no one messes with you when you're working,
Nope.
do they? You get your mallet out. Once you've got that starter kit and a mallet,
And a mallet.
do you use your meat tenderizer?
You know what? I don't have one. My mum had one.
Is this where you tell me you're vegetarian or
No, no.
something? And so then you can do the top-up packs. If you've already got your, because that's got the tool that you need with your mallet or hammer.
Yes.
$3.99 gives you the silver snaps. Now, if you want D-rings for your handles, then here we go. This is your larger 30mm, and this is in the silver. Look, not solid silver. I
Not
always have to
actual
know.
solid
because
silver.
I think, no.
Chrome.
Yeah, but they would be upset if you bought this thinking it was silver. Would be upset by me. $2.99. Gosh. Then if you want the 25, oh, controversial, 25mm. Didn't know we did a mid-range size. I had 20mm on my show yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, 25mm here.
But if you're making the
$2.99.
Margaret bag, you need the 30mm.
Okay, go big.
Go big.
Now, if you're making the Margaret bag as well, and you have seen the rather lovely strap, show us your strap.
On strap.
Beautiful. Made using this. So again, these are just the little add-ons that you can have depending on what you fancy. $5.99 for a prim navy blue cotton bag strap. 3 meters. You can do a couple of bags surely out of that.
Yeah, that one I had this much left from the Margaret bag. I had this much and a little sample. But I did a slightly different, we didn't have any swivel clasps available, so I did the strap slightly differently.
Okay.
But the length of this strap is entirely up to you. Depends how you wear your bag. You may wear it a little bit shorter over, or you might want it longer to go crossbody.
But of course, you've also got on there, don't forget, you've got the 2 handles as well.
Yes.
So you've used,
So you've still got
that as
so
well.
either that or that.
There's a lot of strap option.
And you know what, if you don't want the long strap,
Don't put it on it.
don't put it on. But I like to be able to do crossbody, because I don't know why, my bags always fall off my shoulder.
Crossbody. Safer.
Slopey shoulders.
One more strap. Oh, this will go with all the Boston ones. That's why I popped this one in.
Yes, and I thought maybe...
And also, it actually goes with the tilde as well.
Yes, oh, and with this one.
And it goes with all.
Because with this one, you would use a contrasting... Because to do the straps, you make a bias, or not bias, you can do it straight binding. Fold your edges over, either by hand or by using your tape maker.
Yeah, binder maker.
And then you apply that over the top.
So actually, it's reinforcing it, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it gives a bit more extra strength. Not that these will, go stretch or anything, but I think that's just a really lovely, smart detail to add that extra.
Very nice.
Extra bit on the straps. I think
Very
that's
nice.
really smart.
Right, back to the bag.
Okay, so Debbie's got some really good instructions for zips. She said a lot of people, and I encounter it a lot when I'm teaching, a lot of people worry about zips.
Yes.
And Debbie said something, and it was a proper light bulb moment. Ooh. And her theory is that a lot of people worry about zips because that's what they've been told by the people that they learnt to sew from.
Zips are difficult. We are told
they're tricky.
Zips are tricky.
They're difficult.
Yes.
And she said people probably used to have problems putting zips in because they didn't have the right presser feet. So back in the day when you had a treadle machine,
yes,
it just had one foot. It didn't have a zipper foot.
Yes.
Whereas now, we all have zipper feet.
Yes.
And actually, it's fine.
So it's easy.
It is actually okay.
Hurrah.
So that was her second top tip is don't fear the zipper. Get your zipper foot out and you'll be fine. Zipper. Don't fear the zipper.
I'm liking this lady. I wish we could do phone calls to
Skype her in, big screen. Oh yeah, because she'd be on the screen. Yeah. She could wave.
Oh. When did we have that technology?
Problem is you'd have to tidy up in the background, make sure it all looked nice.
Oh. What's that thing? I do more tidying up in the 10 minutes before someone comes around.
Yeah.
I do the entire rest of the week.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay, so Debbie's instructions. I've done this on a plane because it was easier to see the slot that I've drawn on the back, because I did pick out a print and then I went, oh no, actually you can't see that on TV.
Is this a letterbox?
So it's a letterbox.
Nice.
So she gives you the instructions. There's a suggestion for what size zip to use, which is, was it the 7-inch zip?
We've got that.
And she tells you what size box to do, but she also tells you how to do it if you want to change the size of the zip that you use, so that you're not constrained.
You're not limited. You might have a different size zip in your stash, so don't worry, do that.
Yeah, don't panic. So, and she also tells you where to draw the box. So you need to leave enough space at the top to draw your slot opening for your zip. And then she suggests that the pocket lining, the raw edge meets up with the raw edge of the pieced section. And what you do is you stitch around the outside and then you post it through to the other side.
It always feels weird.
It does always feel very odd.
Always, and I haven't quite got over that yet. Especially as you don't even have the zip anywhere near it yet.
No, you don't yet.
This is what we're aiming for. This is where we're going to with this. It's a really neat way of doing a really nice zip. And because this is already pieced, you see, it just slides in there beautifully.
And you would be tempted to use one of the other fabrics as a contrast. That would look really nice.
Oh, yeah. You can go to town on it. Absolutely go to town. Would you give this as a gift?
No, I'd keep it for myself. I mean, yes, I am very kind and generous.
It's never going to make it. The first one is never going to make it out the house.
No, it's not.
As a gift. It's not. It's not. But if you topped up on your extra plain fabrics, certainly if you're getting the Tilda bundle, actually all of them, you'd have enough for the fancy fabric, wouldn't you, to make a second?
Yes.
You'd just have to stock up on your thermalam and your plains.
Yes.
So you could do same but different.
Yeah. Yeah, you could pick out another colour on those.
Yeah.
Or on any of them. There's so many options to go for.
Do we know how Debbie got sewing?
She got taught by her grandmother on a treadle machine.
Oh, hence the treadle zip fear.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's still got the machine.
Has she?
Yeah, how
I've still
nice
got
is
my
that?
grandmother's.
Oh,
yeah,
have you?
Yeah. Still comes out, the old trusty.
My mum's got an old Singer, and it's a modern machine. It was very advanced for its time. But my word, it weighs a ton.
Yeah, no, mine does.
It's like doing a workout.
Absolutely it does. Yes.
Right.
And I remember my grandmother saying, one day,
One day.
they will invent a machine that does your buttonholes for you.
Imagine that.
That was her thing. That was what she wanted. As a seamstress, that was what she wanted more than anything else, was a sewing machine that would allow her to do zips.
There
And
you go.
actually, I did find her very, very old. I had to put on Facebook a picture of the foot because I had no idea what it was. It was a very, very old style zipper foot.
Oh, wow. Brilliant. Okie dokes. So all you do is you sew around the line that you've drawn, and then you just need to cut in the middle. And I'm just going to start it off with my rotary cutter. And I'm going to go up near the edge, but not right up to the edge.
You are brave with your rotary cutter. Look, no ruler, nothing.
No, I'm
I'd be
sorry, that's a bit
panicking.
slapdash for me.
Well, it just has to be sort of round through the centre, doesn't it?
Yes, it's got to be through the centre. And when you get up to the end, you're thinking you're going up towards the end of a rectangle. You don't just cut straight up to the end. You cut up and then you do two little diagonal lines.
It's like a little Y.
Yeah.
It's a Y
like
cut.
a Y cut.
That's how I think of it, but not three stitching. Please be careful.
Don't go through the stitching. No, because if you've spent all that time piecing, you'd be so cross.
Okay, so let's go with worst case scenario. The cat jumped on my lap and I accidentally cut through my stitching. Would I just stitch a slightly larger?
Yeah, I think I would get a bigger zip and then cut a bigger hole. Sew a bigger hole. Don't cut a bigger hole. Sew a bigger hole. Yes, that's what I would
Just
end up
checking.
doing.
Just be really careful.
Just
shut the cat out of the room.
And actually,
You'll notice most of mine are cat-based disasters.
Well, yeah, dogs are much better behaved. Actually, what Debbie uses and what I tend to use for a lot of my bag making is a scalpel blade.
Yes.
So I use a Swan Morton blade just for those little tiny bits to be really, really accurate.
Okay. Yes.
I find it easier. Oh, throwing pins around. So this is where you then have to wrestle with the fabric and your iron and just poke all this fabric through.
This is why it's called post
this
box,
side.
because you post it through.
Posting it through.
Is my assumption.
We'll
But
go with
I'm
it.
going with that.
Yeah. So that goes through to this side, and that needs some water and a press and a bit of a wrestle just to get that so that you can't see the lining, because at the moment you can see here how it's rolled out. Just needs a bit of encouragement to go through to the other side.
Would you like to go and encourage that while
Yes, I will
show some other
spray
things?
and press and try and get that onto the other side.
Go on, you go there, I'll go there.
Thank you.
Excellent. Now, something we don't see very often. / not sure we've ever actually seen this on air before ever.
I've not been sent any before.
I've never seen it. So therefore, we're all going to call it a premiere.
Yeah, why not?
It's a premiere for us today. So, oh no, producer Paul has. This is light woven interlining. You'll see one side is a lighter colour than the other because this is pure cotton, but look, it is an iron-on, so you do have that glue on one side. So you're best to use steam with this, but that is cotton. So if you're using a darker fabric, then go with the black. That's what I say. Wash at 40 degrees. You're getting 2 meters in there, whopping 2 meters. So use a steam iron. So just glide the iron slowly over the area. It recommends 6 times.
Yes, just
And then just
back and forth,
applying
back and
that steam.
And that particular product is used on the back of the lining fabric for this
Oh,
bag.
right.
So the
Okay.
lining has got that on it.
We've got it in black, we've got it in white. Brand new today. I like that we're getting more of these sorts of things in now that I understand what they will do. So again, you can see on this side, this is 100% cotton, woven interlining, and then you have your glue then on top. I don't know if you can pick that up. So that's the bit that you'll see. Lovely. $14.99, a whopping 2 meters by 90 centimeters. Make sure you get your thermolam because that's going to sold out. That's going to sold out.
It's going to sold out.
It's going to sold out. Yes, that's going to sell out. Is what I'm trying to say there.
Almost.
Almost.
Okay. So so that is your slot. There.
Nice. Very neat. You wrestled well.
Not too bad. And then on the reverse, that's what it looks like there.
Excellent.
Okay? I should have probably pressed that from the reverse as well. Ordinarily you would do, give that a nice press. So now what you need to do is you position the zip underneath that slot. If you have maybe some double-sided tape or a sew-line glue pen,
Baste it in with that.
baste it in with that. That's another thing to do is if you're really not sure about zips, is baste them in first. So that
Oh, look how snugly that fits.
that just fits in underneath.
Smugly. Because it's so
Smugly
well.
and snugly.
Smugly fits in.
Snugly, snugly. Okay, try and get that nice and neat. And yes, you would baste that in place to hold that when you sew. And I've just realised that I don't think I have a zipper foot on this machine. We might have to just pretend that we've sewn it in place.
We could get one.
Do we have time?
A zipper foot, maybe?
Maybe. Well, I'll just
not.
pin for the time being.
Should I go and have a very quick look at that machine there and see if I can swap one off from the other machines?
There might be one.
What do you reckon? Can I do that?
Well,
Whilst we do that,
what we do.
we'll go through the kits very quickly. So I'm just going to grab the other machine and have a quick look.
Yeah, have a look.
So this is the Cafe. So the Cafe has got your 5 fat quarters there for you, which is really rather fab. We like that. Now the next one is the which one? Teal and red. And this includes our brand new Boston Common fabrics. So you're getting 9 fat quarters with that. Now the next one is your port. Oh, I like the port. So you've got on this one, you've got a linen texture in that detailing in one of those fabrics, and you've got 1/2 meter of the textured, and then Oh, is it the most popular out of the new ones? Excellent. And then the last one is, of course, the cave, which the tilde rather, which is, of course, the one that we made the bag out of in the first place. I say we, Victoria.
You were there in spirit.
Yeah, I was there willing you on, and 64.49 for all of that. But you're getting 20 fat eighths in that. It's equivalent of 10 fat quarters in with that. It's a massive great big bundle. That is a stash booster, if ever there was one.
Indeed. An awful lot.
I'm hoping these feet are interchangeable, else we're in trouble.
Oh yes, it fit.
Good.
Fitted? It
worked.
It fits.
It works. There you go.
And because I'm using pins rather than glue basting, I'm just making sure that when I stick my pins in this side, that on the back, they're catching the zipper tape, and I can see there how I've actually missed.
Is that helping to give you an extra guide?
Yeah, I'll then eyeball and see where those pins are and use those as a guide when I'm stitching.
A lot of eyeballing happens on our show.
Well, it does. It comes with time and practice. The more often than you sew, the more simple it becomes. It's a bit like driving, I think, in that when you first start driving, you're just looking at the car in front, but the more practice you get, the further you look and you anticipate and you look in the distance. And I think that's a little bit like that with sewing. Okay, so I like to start with my zips on a straight edge rather than on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
In.
So you start on the straight. Why?
I don't know. I think it's less fiddly because underneath you've got the little ends of the zipper tape
So
that are a bit moving and whatever. So I like to start on a straight edge.
Then you get your confidence, don't you? Because you get underway on a nice straight section.
Yeah.
So, okay, if we're going with the driving analogy, you wouldn't start a driving test on a blind bend, would you?
No.
It's just a
We're doing a 3-point
recipe
turn
for disaster. Today we're doing a 3-point bend, 3-point turn on a fail.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like driving, I hadn't thought of it like that. I like that.
Yeah, it is a little bit like that.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
And then we'll go around the corners.
Now this has got plastic teeth, the zip.
Yes.
If you are working with metal teeth,
Don't sew across the end. Okay. Unless you want broken needles and machines. Yes, you have to be very careful when using metal zipper tape, metal teeth, and just make sure that your slot opening is big enough, because obviously once you get past the stopper, there aren't any teeth.
Yes.
So actually you could make your slot a little bit longer if you're using metal. Just measure your zip.
I think that's probably another reason why people worry about zips, because, you know, you'll have heard the horror stories of using a metal one and trying to sew over the end and forgetting. Just go slow.
Yeah, take your
time. Be sensible, and it's all going to be fabulous. But you do need to check out your baskets, or you're not going to be making any of it.
Sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah, just watching us. Now, something else that's very, very popular is the new Visaline. The new one, the brand new, never been seen before, ... ever. This is our interlining. So we're going to use this where, Victoria?
That backs the lining fabric. So inside in here, I lined this. This lining fabric is in that. And you can also use it, I think, I didn't do the patch pockets on this, but you need to interface the patch pockets.
Okay, you can use this on dressmaking as well.
Oh yes, collars,
lovely.
Cuffs.
Yeah, because it's that lighter weight. So on the bag itself, it's just giving that another extra bit of support, isn't it? Which is lovely. Now, if you're using the tilde, I would possibly go with the white.
Yes, I use the white for the tilde.
If you're going with a dark fabric, then go for the black. I like to have both in my stash.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie, I do like.
It is the kind of thing I have in my stash.
Yeah,
I keep stock of bonder web and interfacings, those kind of things.
Just make sure you have it. $14.99 KTGQ 96. Fabulous. And back to cave.
So that is one zip inserted.
We haven't got long, you know. This hour's just disappeared.
No. Yeah. So that's your zip inserted. From the other side. This is what you're left with.
Looking good.
And from this point, the instructions for this tell you for a big bag, a big pocket bag, if you like. And I haven't cut the piece out, actually. But you would place the other piece right sides together and sew around the outside edges.
Perfect. Done.
But what you can do is if you are doing a smaller pocket, you can just use this one piece here bring that up and sew
Oh, nice.
around those edges. And because where you drew your slot, this bit is available, if you like. So you can attach that to that, and then that can slide underneath your machine when you sew around the edges.
Now, Laurie in Sussex says, morning, beautiful young ladies. Oh, you can message
More
in
of the
again.
young, thank you.
Yes, we could just stop there. This new book is great.
Oh,
Lovely
it is.
fresh ideas. I do love doing bags. Please tell the author, well done. Love it. Got mine,
Oh,
says
good.
Laurie. Well
Oh,
done.
fab.
Well done. Excellent.
Wonderful.
It's nice to have fresh new books.
Yeah, I love a book.
It's that inspiration, isn't it? Because so many of you on social media, you say to me, oh, I just lost my mojo a bit. And the shows really help.
Yeah.
And that's great. The books really help too.
Yeah, 'cause
then
I
you've
think
got
if you-
them to just have a little thumb through, have a look.
And especially a book like this is good because it does give you all of those skills that you need to make so many different types of bags.
Yeah, and just those little finishing off touches. Perfect.
And the
Absolutely
nice thing
perfect.
about bag making is you don't have the issues that you get with garment making, with fit. You know, you put on a top and go, oh, well, that doesn't work.
Something else.
Oh, did you?
No, yeah, because the issue that I have is that maybe Stephen doesn't have my same taste in fabrics, and he doesn't want them all over the house. So it's just my great excuse of having all the fabrics that I love in things for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
Saves any of that. We've got a few seconds left.
Okay, well, that's what you would do. So you would either do the extra piece of lining, or you just fold it in half and create a little pocket.
And literally just sew.
Just sew
1,
around
2,
those
3.
edges.
Would you leave the zip slightly open so that you can? Oh, no, you don't.
No, you don't need to
you can
because
open it
it's
from the front.
already
Ah.
on a separate piece. And then you put the right sides together. There's instructions for boxing out the corners, which is really nicely explained because these corners have been, it's not a flat bag. Those corners have been boxed out.
Beautiful.
She's got great instructions for those. Really holds your hand. It's great.
Happy days. Excellent.
Happy.
Thank you so
No problem.
much.
Thank you for letting me do the book.
Well, no, thank you. Just, I see that's not coming anywhere near us then, is it?
No.
As she clasps it firmly. Right. The book sold out. Well done. So let's have a look at Cafe over here. So Cafe is the one that we've been using today. So we've given you, in this bundle, you get 1.5 meters on top of the 5 fat quarters, the Cafe fat quarters that you're getting in your kit. So you're getting 1 meter of the cornflower blue. You're also getting 0.5 meter of your linen look navy blue there. So that's the fabric that you're getting in addition to your 5 Cafe fat quarters for $32.99. Now the tilde is a whopper because you're getting 20, and I did double check. I was like, really? 20 pieces? 20 fat eighths, that's half of a fat quarter cut in a long strip. So that's what you're getting here, 20 fat eighths. That is loads. You get so much left over in here for $64.49. Plus, you are getting your linen look fabric and your duck egg, your linear, and then your linen look in your duck egg there. So all sort of duck egg based there, looking really rather fabulous. And this is what you can achieve with that. Beautiful. What a stunner. Absolute stunner. The port is the next one. Christmassy make, Christmassy colours, vintage colours inspired by Victorian style quilts. And these are the colours that you're looking at, really lovely. So they're your ports, port and burgundy there, and then look at these. Brand new today, but based on older designs of fabric, which is very trendy, very, very on trend. Lovely. And then the last one, again, brand new, 9 fat quarters from the Boston Common range. Here they all are, here. And it was this particular fat quarter here that inspired the other colours which you've got in your fabric. So you've got bright red and teal in there. Always a winning combination. $48.99 for that. QXGC44 is your code in order to get that. How very fabulous. Right, coming up tomorrow, I do believe that John is in with us tomorrow. Let's see what we've got. Lucy's in tomorrow with John. That's always another winning combination, isn't it? So we've got John's Beautiful Blenders. Yes. Okay. You know what that is? That's your spray tan fabrics, as I'm now calling them. Spray time fabrics. 9 a.m. is Heather Bailey. Hello, love. Premiere, brand new. If you love the Heather Bailey that we had on the show today, you're going to love tomorrow's shows. Then John's got a bundle bounty for you at 10 a.m. And then at 11 a.m, Lucy's back with a Starburst mini quilt. What a jam-packed day tomorrow. Fabulous. Just leaves me to say thank you ever so much to fabulous guests today, Victoria and Joe. What a lovely day. Thank you at home for getting involved, sending in your messages and you know, buying what you love. Thank you ever so much. I'll see you after the weekend. Bye-bye.
Join us this Friday for the ultimate fabric fiesta. At 8 a.m, John will be wafting a range of fabulous fabrics in a beautiful blenders show with the new stock from Macau's Spraytime collection. And at 10 a.m, he'll be sharing his bundle bounty, a real treat for fabric lovers. Then at 9 a.m, we'll be joined by Lucy Brennan, who can't wait to show you the brand new Heather Bailey collection, Hello Love. Hello Love is a stunning range of both colourful and vibrant prints inspired by popular music. This is one fabric collection you really don't want to miss. In her second hour, she will be sharing her expertise on how to create a stunning crib-size quilt with the divine Tilda Cottage collection and Starburst ruler for a truly timeless gift. So make sure you don't miss out on these gorgeous fabric shows on Friday the 17th of November from 8 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78.